friends. Welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Welcome to the very first episode of Coding Garden Talk. With me today, I have Brooks Builds.
Thank you, CJ. It's awesome to be here. I've been on the stream before, but sort of like not actually here in person. So it's great to actually be here with you in your studio.
Yes. And so this is the first time we're doing this. The mic setup is new. If the sound is not okay, please let us know. I can turn Brooks up. I can turn myself up. But yeah, so if you're on YouTube, check the video description. There's links to all of Brooks' YouTube channel and Twitch channel. If you're on Twitch, hello. Alka just shared the link to Brooks' channel. Do you want to do a quick intro of yourself?
Yeah. So I'm Brooks. I'm run Brooks Builds. It's, pretty easy why I got the name for that channel, but I stream completely on Twitch, and then I upload those videos to YouTube. Lately, I've been streaming pretty much only Rust, and I've been going through Daniel Schiffman's From the Coding Trains, his book, The Nature of Code, but I've been doing it in Rust and the game engine GGEZ. I also pretty much only stream before work, so super early American time, but perfect for European time. Turn Brooks up.
I think we did. Yeah, so I think Alka said it's a little bit better. YouTube is a little bit behind, so if you want to watch more in real time, you can tune in on Twitch. It's a little bit faster.
See, I'm used to that super low latency of Twitch.
Cool. All right, let's say hello to everyone in the chat. Hello, Jan, who says, yee, welcome to the stream. Hello, yes, sir, welcome. Hello, Katoli. And again, I'm streaming on Twitch as well. Hello, Raul. Yes, perfect stream to watch until football starts. Hello, friends. Are we speaking of American football or this is my break timer. Let's take a stretch, Brooks.
Yeah, I don't have that. There's no break timer like that for Linux that actually looks good.
Okay. Hello, Matiha or Macha. I don't think you ever corrected me on how to pronounce your name, but welcome to the stream. Hello, Domenico. Hello, Anne. Hello, Brian. Is lit. Katoli says, today we will be talking about the Web Audio API. Maybe we will, but that's also like an inside joke. Hey, Brooks, how you doing? Hello, Sean. Hello, Programming with Peter. Welcome. Hello, Krisu. Hello, Yanni. Hello, ATD285. We are having, Katoli, I'm having a good Sunday. Are you having a good Sunday?
So far, yeah. This has been a great weekend.
Cool. Hello, A Light Year Away. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Scientific. Hello, Linus Dev. Finally able to make it to a stream again. Yeah, and this is going to be a fun one. We're kind of just going to hang out. So yeah, I didn't really explain the format. There is no format. So if you have questions, throw them in the chat. We'll try to answer them. If you don't have questions, we're going to figure out stuff to talk about. And I kind of want to code something, so maybe at some point we'll figure out what we'll pair on, maybe. Or, I mean, we'll look, if people have news they want to share, we'll look at the articles for that. This is kind of like morning tea / chill stream, but with Brooks here too. Hello, Orlando from Italy. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Kelman. Programming with Peter is saying, I like that stream schedule. It's better for Europe lately. That my stream schedule. Yeah, I've been trying to stream in the mornings. Hello, Jack Skelly. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Shifronim. Oh yeah, and we got Twitch emotes working in my chat manager yesterday, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, be sure to check out Brooks. I think you're hosting my channel right now.
I should be.
Okay.
If it's not, I can actually double check that.
Cool. Hello, Jan. Welcome to the stream. Or is that Khan? Welcome. Hello, Alvin. Hello, Dirkerall. Hello, Leanne. Leanne is actually sitting upstairs. Okay. Let me know if Brooks' sound is better. It sounded like on Twitch they said it was better. Yeah, green screen chairs. And I went to work pretty early this morning to grab that second chair. But I'm pretty excited about it. It's green. It's a great green chair. And also people that are like randomly coming into the stream, they're like, "How do you have a green chair and with a green screen?" But it's not a green screen. It's a blue screen.
That was the thing that sort of like every time I walk in here, I'm like, "Whoa, it's blue." Because I have a green screen at home. Yeah. I haven't set it up for my stream recently because I just brought it back up from the basement. But. Yeah,
I'm on the codinggarden.gear. You can see all the gear that I use, but I do use this blue muslin backdrop. I don't know. It's what I've used it since like the beginning of my stream. I think the very first episode is the only one where I didn't have a green screen. I kind of like watching streams without the screen because like people can create the things that are behind them. Like in the room that you're in with decoration and stuff like that. And I've never really done that. We can put whatever we want back there. Sound is copacetic. Does that mean good?
That's a good question.
Let's look up the definition for copacetic. Very satisfactory. Cool. Appreciate that, Raphael. Hello, Roni. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Satya. Yes, perfect sound. All right, we got it. Matthias, hello again. Amazing weekend with a lot of streaming. Yes, it's been a good time. Yesterday, I streamed for like over 8 hours. I got pretty tired. I could barely code by the end of it. I probably won't do that again because I just become useless after a while. Hello, Kelman, who says sound as well. Audio level is good. Cool. Satya says, my happiness doubles whenever I watch Alka in the chat. Me too.
It's awesome. It's rare that I get Alka in my chat, but we had him on the other day, and it was amazing.
Yeah, he's a good dude, and he's all over the place. Like, Alka is literally in 5 places at once at any given time. Hello, Jimmy. Welcome back. Hello, Mohammed. Zuhair is asking, what are we going to build? Right now, there's no plan. But if you have suggestions or if you have questions about code, we can talk about that kind of stuff. We're really just kind of hanging out. Lazy Sunday. Now with even less latency from Twitch. Yeah. Hello, Shishika. Welcome to the stream. Here's a good starter question. Jimmy asks, hey Brooks, what distro do you like on Linux?
So currently I'm using Ubuntu 19, just the latest I guess it's the latest version. I'm not using the long-term supports because I want, actually things to work for me. I've tried other distros. In fact, like I had a series of streams where I installed a bunch of distros and sort of played around with them. Ubuntu is the one that works the best with the hardware they have, which is a Dell. I always forget, like, it's not the Latitude, it's the Precision.
Dell Precision.
The Dell Precision. And Linux worked, like, Ubuntu just works out of the box with that. Even the drivers work.
Cool. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't really use Linux. I mean, I have a couple of older laptops that I have Ubuntu installed on. And Ubuntu is mainly what I reach for. I looked into Pop! OS, which is from the System76 guys. Have you heard of it?
I have heard of it. Pop! OS was not very happy with this hardware.
Okay.
I think it's based on Ubuntu, and it's really set for their System76 hardware. So there were some things that it was like, it's like not exactly what's working for me.
I really like their UI. They have like I think it's built on top of GNOME.
Well, they're using basically a default Ubuntu, and then they're just making some changes and then redeploying. Yeah. And Ubuntu now is using GNOME.
Yeah. So yeah, if I were to install Linux, I would probably reach for Ubuntu. I have used Linux Mint before. Have you used Mint?
I tried. I mean, I just keep on coming back to Ubuntu.
Okay. Cool. Great question. Great way to start and talk about stuff. Hello, Satya. Welcome. Hello, Chantilly Cake. Welcome to the stream. Johnny is saying, you both build the same app, but see who does it better / quicker.
Yeah, so I actually met someone in person who runs the CodeWars. No, Coding Wars. I can't remember, like, Dev Wars. It's a Twitch channel,
yeah.
And it's basically you take 2 teams of people and then you show their screens and you give them a challenge and then they go after it. And I mean, we could do something like that. That might be like a future stream if we actually set up our screens like multicast simultaneously.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like that could be something interesting. We do very different types of programming, though.
Yes, we do. Like, I've just stuck with JavaScript. Brooks is exploring all sorts of other stuff, like Rust. Have you done Go lately? Or?
I have not done Go.
Okay.
I chose Rust instead of Go. I do a lot of PHP at work, and Laravel.
I think it would be I think it would be fun to pair, not to have a competition. Did you see Wes Boss and Scott Tilinsky from Syntax? They did a thing at a conference where every 30 seconds they had to switch the keyboard. So only one person was at the keyboard, and then every 30 seconds they had to switch, and they were like trying to build something in 5 minutes. I think it's on Wes Boss's YouTube. I'm gonna check it out.
That might be interesting. We did a pairing a long time ago ourselves.
Yeah.
This was back when he had a completely different studio. We made a breakout in P5.js.
Yeah, I'll show that really quick. If you go to my YouTube channel, Coding Garden with CJ, and on the homepage, if you just scroll down, there's a collaborations playlist, and there's that Build a Brick Breaker game. This was a little over a year ago. It's a while ago. But yeah, it was they called it Tag Team React Coding. And basically, I think it was every 30 seconds they had to switch. They had a goal in mind of what they were trying to build. Something like that might be fun. I'll share this. It's a fun watch.
I mean, I kind of feel that something that would be really fun to do would be something along the lines of what you did at that conference, the Develop Denver conference, where you have challenges.
Yeah.
But then like something where maybe we both have challenges and we both have to like build something, but in our own special like different ways.
And then maybe like integrate it together somehow.
Yeah, we could also do this asynchronously too. Like you could do it with something on your stream, and I could do like a reaction to that, and we can host each other. I mean, there's so many ways we could take this.
Yeah.
So if any of you have any ideas, I think we have our Twitters available. Tweet at us.
Tweet us. I really only use Twitter to like tell people that I've gone live, but yeah, tweet us.
I'm also on CJ's Discord all the time, so you could just find me there. Send an idea to us.
But what Brooks was mentioning, if you haven't seen this video, it's pretty great. The bouncing DVD logo. So basically, what I did was I had a set of polls that I polled the audience for. So the first question was, what should I build? They had an option of like tic-tac-toe, hangman, or the bouncing DVD logo screen. So the audience voted. They chose DVD logo screen. I then did a poll, said, what should I build it with? I gave them options like React with hooks, React with classes, Vue with the composition API, vanilla, Svelte. They chose vanilla.js. And then I had them choose a constraint. I had could only refresh the browser every 7 minutes. Every function and variable name can only be a single letter. Ultimately, the one that they voted on was every variable and function name should be named after a punk rock band, and that was some good fun. So, but we could do something like that. We could poll the audience and then just like build the thing.
And this was, of course, after last year at Develop Denver. CJ did the exact same thing. The app was Snake, and CJ had made the mistake of allowing the audience to choose to not allow himself to view the code working until the very end.
Yeah, I mean, it was so the option I gave them was like I cannot run the code till the end, and obviously it didn't work. Like, so I was building Snake. It was I guess it was fun to watch. It was just a whole lot of code, and then at the end, of course, it was broken. If you look it up on my channel, just search for Coding Garden Snake. I restreamed it and then fixed all the things that were broken in it afterwards. But yeah. Eddie is saying the format is there is no format. Yes, which is technically a format, right?
I mean, chaos is a format, right? I mean, both of us like to do this sort of thing where we stream programming without necessarily doing big upfront planning or preparing. And I think what that allows is us to show off what development is really like under the hood. Because so many times we see these videos that are just edited and cut down and all the problems are removed, and that could lead some people to think that programmers, senior devs, just never make mistakes. They pull it out of their head the first try.
Yeah, and I mean that's what I've always tried to do on my channel, is just like you watch me build the thing. You see me struggle, you see the bugs that happen, and potentially that could be edited down to a more consumable video, but like Brooks is saying, like a lot of tutorials and different things like that make it seem like it's super easy and it just instantly happens. But yeah. Hello, Abdel Hamid. Welcome back. Okay, here we go. We have the pronunciation of Mattia. Same as Boyan instead of Bohan. Oh, it's Boyan? Bohan, you should let me know. Bohan is the one that added the styles for this chat to differentiate between Twitch and YouTube, and he actually just made a pull request that adds Discord chat in here as well. Okay, Mattia. That makes sense. Mattia, welcome, Mattia. Hello, Robin. Welcome back. Robin rickrolled me yesterday. I don't know. Were you watching?
I was watching that. Yeah.
Linus is saying it would be awesome to be able to open your chat manager as a viewer so that we can see what people on the other platform are writing. Yes, I want to do that. Eventually, I want this to be published on the web. I have to figure out how to do it because right now, the only way to get a list of live streams for my channel is to use my token. I have to figure out a better way to list live streams for a given channel as any user that has logged in. But I'll look into that.
I've after seeing UCJ like build that, I've thought about building my own, and like the only thing that's sort of kind of stopping me is, well, first of all, I've got like some other projects in the way first, but I don't also want to like immediately just copy you and build whatever you built.
That's fine. Yeah.
Although I'd probably build it in Rust.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of a command line interface.
Well, what about Rust and then compiling to WebAssembly?
Well, yeah, that works. I still am slightly disappointed in WebAssembly because right now the only native types that work in WebAssembly are numbers. There's some ways like get around that, but it's not like where I want it to be. So I'm waiting for WebAssembly to actually become more of a first-class citizen.
Yeah. That's curious though. I mean, you can code anything with numbers, right? Everything's just numbers.
I mean, I don't want to.
Yeah. Irmo is saying, you're making so much content that I have at least 5 3-hour videos still waiting to be watched. Yeah. That's, I guess that's what happens when I stream so much. Maybe I'll take a break this week. I don't know. But I love it. Cool. Mohammed says, hello, Brooks.
Hello!
Actually, Alka says, actually, I'm in more than 50 places at once. But less so in my personal attention. I see. There's my break timer again. That means we've been talking for 15 minutes. Oh, cool. So Cam says, I looked into iTerm 2. I got it working nicely. Thanks for the tip. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, so if you're on a Mac, iTerm 2 seems to be the go-to terminal emulator. You can use the built-in Mac one, but this has some nice features. And I like that in the latest version they added like full dark theme, so there's no like chrome on the window. It's like fully black, which I really like. Do you use a Mac at work, or what do you?
No, so I use a Dell XPS with Ubuntu on it. So I use Linux at work and Linux at home.
Was that a work provided computer?
It was a work provided computer.
And did you have an option, or were they like, do you want a Mac, do you want a Linux, or what happened?
I mean, so they did ask, is like, do you want a Linux computer, or do you want a Mac, or do you want a Windows computer? And I mean, Windows. Why? I mean, I shouldn't be negative about that.
I use Windows for streaming. That's about it.
The other team uses Windows all the time, but that's because they're developing VR applications with Unity. So they have no choice.
Cool. Mohammed uses Arch, by the way.
Arch is good. So I looked into it. I just there was just slight little things, like some custom applications that I wanted to use that I needed to customize. And after being a systems administrator for 8 years, I don't know, like, I could do it. I just lost all desire to like customize things.
Arch. Ubuntu is uber cool. Nessie is an Arch user too. Jimmy is asking, what do you think about Elementary and the pay what you want system? So are we talking about Elementary OS?
The pay what you want system, I really like that. With the book Nature of Code, that's a pay what you want to get the book. I ended up actually purchasing the physical copy of the book because I liked it so much. What I really enjoy is that you could pay $0 for it, get the book, and follow along with me. And I don't want my viewers to have to buy a book only for me to later find out that it sucks, which totally happened with another book that we recently did.
Which book was it? You don't want to say it?
I don't even want to say it.
You don't have to say it if you don't want
it's
to.
terrible. It was a deep learning book.
Okay. Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, this is Elementary OS. I've heard of it before, but it looks like you pay what you want in order to install it. I like that idea. So I don't have any paid courses yet, but if I do create paid video content, that's how I'm going to do it, is pay what you want. Because essentially, like, if you're a starving student and you want to learn from my videos, like, pay $1, like, pay whatever you have, and I'm totally fine with that, because people that can afford it, or people that will have their employers pay for the course or something like that, they can afford to pay a lot more than like a student or something like that.
That being said, I'm building a course, and I'm going to be putting it on Teachable most likely. And I don't know if they have a pay what you want system on it, but the way I'm going to handle this is have like the paid course up there, but I'm going to stream, like just like what you did with Feathers. I'm going to stream the creation of all those courses on Twitch. I'm just not going to archive them to YouTube, which means they stay up there for 14 days. And that means that you could get all of that content for free without having to pay me, if you're able to follow it like more closer to live.
I see.
And so like I'm trying to make it so that it's not like, oh, have to give me money to get like this specific content.
Yeah, I've looked into Teachable. I might have created a site on it. I don't know, like I've had the ambition to just create my own video hosted platform. I would potentially use something like Vimeo, because they have an API where you can do like private videos and private uploads. But yeah.
So I have a friend, you know Mr. Herman, Michael Herman?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So Michael Herman, he taught with us both at Galvanize, and he runs an online LMS, and I met with him recently to sort of review it. It's testdriven.io, I believe, is what it is. Yes, he wrote that himself. It took him 1.5 years to build that. And so like I went through it to see whether or not my stuff would work out with this sort of pattern. And his suggestion is begin with like an MVP. Create your basic course, put it up on something like Teachable, pay whatever fees they require. And once we have our target audience and we know that these courses are going to sell, then we can take the time to build our own LMS.
I think it makes sense, but at the same time, I have quite a few subscribers on YouTube, and quite a few people have mentioned that like they would watch a video course from mine. So I think I've validated my market at this point. I've kind of used live streaming to validate my market. Cool. Programming with Peter uses Linux Mint. Ubuntu, for some reason, seems that it needs better hardware.
I mean, this is a really, really good notebook. I'm not using the XPS for this one. It has an actual video card in it. I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. It can I can stream on this same hardware.
Code Marshall is asking, is this any comparative problem coding? What does this mean?
Is this any comparative?
Please clarify, Code Marshall.
Like comparative, like we're comparing code, or like it's similar to each other?
M. Alexandria says, CJ, what's the secret for being so happy all the time? I don't know. I just enjoy life. I realize that a lot of people don't naturally feel that way, but I do. So I kind of embrace it. I don't know. What do you think, Brooks?
I mean, would you consider me to be like a happy person all the time?
I think you have your downtimes, which is not a bad thing. I mean, we're all human. But yeah, I mean, you're positive. You're absolutely like, you have a positive outlook, definitely.
So I guess like my philosophy on this is we make our own luck. And the best way to make your own luck is to like be as positive as possible, because when we like project happiness and goodness out into the world, there's a better chance that people are going to respond to that and reflect that back to us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever noticed like someone negative comes into the chat, like it doesn't really even faze me. It's kind of like, oh poor guy or poor person. Like, we're here for you, buddy, if you need it. I don't know. The other thing is like I giggle all the time. It's just like a natural reflex to just laugh at things. And even things that aren't funny or things that are very serious, like I don't know. I think I get it from my mom. My mom is like always laughing, but I know culturally that doesn't translate very well, because like in my first job in industry, I was working with a lot of people just from all over the world, like people from India and China, and like Saudi Arabia, and one guy got really offended because I was always smiling and would like almost always laugh at things. He was like, "This is not a joke." I was like I don't know. But yes, I'm happy. We're happy. Let's be happy together.
I mean, you just made that worse by laughing at his...
I mean, I can't help it. Raphael says, let's do something with animations. That'd be fun. You know what, though? An idea for this chat manager is like anytime someone has an idea, we mark it as an idea. It goes into a queue, and then we can like review those later.
Or at the very least, like it slides out.
Ideas.
Like some little micro animations for each chat. Like as you click it, it just sort of like slides to the side.
Oh, I mean, that would be cool to
Flies
add
off the screen.
add to this. I mean, we could do animate. I think what they're suggesting is animations of anything, really.
I mean, yeah, we could do that. Like, almost my streams are almost all animation based stuff.
Infi uses Arch. Elementary OS. Hello, John Soto. ATD says, I remember when you two collabed a long time ago and made a game with P5. Yeah, I showed that link a second ago. That was pretty fun. Ral is asking, are you really excited about Vue 3, and when should one start to make the transition to it? I am very excited about it, but I'm not yet using it at work. I'm probably going to be using it at work soon, but you use Vue at work, don't you?
I do use Vue at work. We're using Vue 2 and the latest Vuetify. So like I have like, I guess, personal feelings about when you're bringing something into a professional market that lots of people are relying upon. And that's basically when it's latest and greatest or beta, never, ever, ever use that at work when somebody's livelihood depends upon that. I will wait until there's either a security vulnerability or we like a feature that we absolutely have to have.
Yeah, it's interesting to note, though, because Vue 3 is being rewritten from scratch. Like, they rewrote the whole thing in TypeScript. And so you bring up the point of vulnerability. It's like, yeah, I mean, you should probably wait till people have been using this for a while before you use it in production.
Right.
It won't hurt to, like, learn the concepts and, like, use it in side projects. But, yeah, if you have a mission-critical application, you probably shouldn't use, like, the latest version of a library. You need a stable version, something that's been vetted. But I am excited about it. I'm curious to see how the community reacts to the composition API. I know there was a lot of drama around the Vue when they first called it the Vue function API. So it'll be interesting to see once more people start using it and realizing the benefits of it. You can tell that I'm a fan of it, to see like what happens. But I don't know.
I feel that when something recommends like functional programming, that just causes all sorts of drama, which I think is like one of the things where Rust is very interesting because it kind of sort of makes you program functionally, but tricks you into thinking that you're not.
I saw a YouTube video suggestion the other day for a conference talk, and it was like, why isn't everyone using functional programming? I don't know. Like I do like functional programming. I like the functional aspects of JavaScript, which allows me to program functionally, which I really didn't do before because my first job in industry I was doing C#, so like everything was object oriented. They did have Lambda functions, but I barely use those. I don't know. Sashika loves Linux. That's great. Andy Smart is saying, how about some 2D physics? That would be fun, too. We could do something potentially with P5, or...
We can do something with P5, and then I could also show how to do the same thing with Rust and GG Easy.
GG Easy?
Yeah, so that's the game engine that I use.
Okay.
GG Easy.
Okay. Sound just went out for anyone else? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. What is Brooks specialized in? Asks Matthew from YouTube.
What am I specialized? So I would say that my specialization is growth mindset and culture of error. Sort of like the cultural side of things. I specialize in learning quickly, being positive about things, not freaking out when there's problems, debugging. Like I would say that's my specialization, which is.
So what are also your job duties? So that's kind of like your specialization in life, but what do you do at your job?
Yeah, so my official job is I'm trying to let me get that. Okay. My official job, so my title is Director of Platform Development. So I'm actually more in the management side of things. And I would almost also say that I'm in culture building. We're a small company, we're around 23 people in size. And that's like the time when the culture is really important to get right. And at the same time, I'm training up our junior developers, making sure that they're learning what they want and need to learn, which also getting stuff done for the platform.
Cool.
And I got hired to do PHP and Laravel and Vue, and I had not programmed a line of any of those before I got hired.
Some people on the stream were asking about that yesterday. Like, there's a lot of junior devs that have the question, like, what should I learn? And I kind of mentioned that, like, it depends on the job, because some places are specifically hiring for a React expert. But a lot of places just hire good developers, and they know that a good developer can figure things out.
Well, so this leads into a much more interesting question, which is getting a job, because getting a job and like what to study are two completely different things. Because you can apply and like have all the skills and still be told you don't have enough experience for that role. It's like there's so much more to the entire networking and job application process, way beyond just learning technically how to program.
Yeah. Andy says, sounds good. Devenso says Parrot is best. Is Parrot another Linux distribution? Have you heard of it?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
Parrot OS, the advanced system for security. Wait. What was the tagline? For security testing. Oh, is this like a Kali Linux alternative?
It's based on a Debian.
So if you're not familiar, Kali is like a penetration testing Linux distribution. It's essentially, I think this is based on Debian 2 or Debian, but it has like all the tools you would need for penetration testing built in. Interesting. Yeah, I'd never heard of Parrot OS. Okay. Zubair is saying, instead of chat, how about voice chat? Same like PUBG. What API is best for this kind of app? Twilio or Plavo or any other? I'm not familiar with PUBG. Do you know how the voice chat works in PUBG?
Yeah, so I don't know how any of those games, how like they do like their voice chats. There's so many different interesting things that you like have to keep in mind when you're like doing any kind of like live voice chats. Especially when they're doing like distance based, where like it fades away the farther away from like the center of where the voice is. They probably rolled their own.
Yeah. And I mean, if I was implementing it, I might use something like WebRTC. So there's my break timer. Let's take a stretch. Oh, sorry.
I know, we have to like...
Yeah, I'm not used to just stretching near someone. This is great. So if in my chat manager, I'm actually allow people to embed HTML. I'm mostly, I am allowing certain types of embeds. I'm using DOM Purify to remove most vulnerable things, but somebody might find a vulnerability here. But Imphi posted a nice little number box, so we can do that. And then Alka just posted a password input. That's awesome.
And the other day we found out that if you put a comment, like an HTML comment, that will hide it from CJ, so you all can chat with each other secretly without CJ seeing it.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Well, that's what those empty chats are.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And so I was mentioning WebRTC. So WebRTC is a browser-based API that allows peer-to-peer communication. And you have data channels. So you can do video over WebRTC, you can do audio over WebRTC, you can do messaging over WebRTC. It gets tricky when you want to have like a room with multiple people inside of it, because then you essentially have to bounce messages off of peers. So that gets tricky. There are some frameworks out there that you can help you with it. But this is also a nice technology because you don't need servers to handle the voice communication, because it's all peer-to-peer.
That being said, I would never use that for a game like PUBG.
I mean, I guess because you need it to be real time, you can't really depend on the connection between peers. So yeah, people are trying to send HTML and stuff like that. So what happened here?
You know, that's the other...
it's an SVG. Okay, it has some default. So if you're sending an SVG, you will need a text element to get that text to render.
That's maybe like the other problem with like any kind of voice chat is... you're going to want to sanitize whatever people are saying. So you're going to want to like send that through some kind of deep learning algorithm to determine if it's, something really bad. If you have like that ability, and that means you're going to want to process that on the server side.
Yeah. And so people were having fun yesterday. I think Infi was the first person to cross-site script me, because I was using a markdown parsing library, and I didn't realize that it didn't sanitize inputs, because most markdown libraries I've used before sanitize inputs first. But then we fixed it. But I am allowing some through. You can see Alka put in a nice little user form here. That's great. Oh, Brian's sound went out for another reason. Programming with Peter says they love Laravel. Cool.
Laravel, I would say, is the best of the monolithic sort of backend server-side frameworks. Like, of all of the different languages that I've used so far, that's like the one I like the most when it's done properly.
Alvin is asking tips for Go. I know you said you're focusing on Rust right now, but I'm curious. You don't use Go, do you?
I don't use so I've not programmed any Go at all. I guess my tips for Go would be find someone who knows Go and then ask them for tips.
Yeah. That switchy thingy would be really fun. Wait, what was that in reference to? I don't remember. Oh well. Matthew is saying PHP versus Python. What language is simpler to code in? I would say probably Python. So it's an interesting question because what does simpler mean? If you mean easier for beginners, I think like Python was built to be readable, and like it's white space based. So for a lot of people that have never coded before, it makes a lot of sense. Whereas a language that has more syntax, like curly braces and things like that, it can be trickier to learn. Like where do the semicolons go? Where do the curly braces go? So I think probably Python, and you can. I feel like you can do a lot more with Python because you can build backend applications with Python. There's a huge open source community of packages for like machine learning and data processing and natural language processing and stuff like that. Whereas PHP is mainly for building backend web apps. Stuff for PHP might exist, but yeah.
I think both of them are beginner friendly languages if you only look at it from like the code itself point of view. But if we look at it from like what you can Google and like tutorials out there, I would say Python, mainly because PHP is such an old language and the versions, like it's been like almost 100% backwards compatible since the very beginning. There are tutorials out there that will have you write terrible PHP. So it's very hard to like determine as a beginner what you should trust. Python is very hard to find something that's like, even if for Python 2, that is like actually terrible.
Yeah, it is interesting though, because isn't Python 2 going to be deprecated at some point?
It already has been.
Oh, it has been. Okay, yeah, because there is Python 3, so you find a lot of Python 2 code out there, but yeah.
Python 3 has now been out longer than Python 2 has been. And there's still people on Python 2 that don't believe in Python 3.
Eddie says, how about you do an episode where Brooks builds backend and CJ the front end?
I like that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I mean, I could build a RESTful server.
Okay.
With Rust.
Now, that'd be great, actually, yeah, because if you build the backend with Rust, maybe I'll find something weird to build the front end with. But yeah, that'd be fun. I'm all about that.
I mean, you could just build feathers with it.
Oh, like implement. Yeah, so, I mean, like I mentioned, feathers. Technically, at the end of the day, it is just becomes like a REST API or a socket API. So as long as you expose that interface, you could use a Feathers client to communicate with it. But yeah. Matthias saying, how many chairs did you take? Just 2, and I asked for 2. These chairs came from work, but they're IKEA chairs. They are the IKEA Marcus, but they don't make this color anymore. So I'm really glad that I got this. A lot of people are commenting on it. These are nice chairs, right?
They do. I have the gray version at home, and I gave it to my wife, and I have a completely different chair at that I'm now using for my streaming.
Cool. I could just send a progress bar, 10%. That's awesome. Satya says, I so envied your friendship when you help each other in that Develop Denver 2019. Yeah, so that was the bouncing DVD logo video we mentioned earlier. But yeah, Brooks streamed and I ran the tech while he was streaming, and then while I streamed, he managed the chat and stuff like that. But yeah.
So this is like an interesting question. So we met each other for the first time 2015?
2015, yeah.
And we met when I interviewed as a instructor position at Galvanize, and you had been hired 2 weeks before that.
Yeah, I was pretty new.
And then I got hired and immediately sent off to another city.
Yeah, he went to Boulder.
So I didn't actually get to hang out. It was very weird because like by the time I came back to Denver and worked like in the same building as you, you then got shipped off to Oregon.
Or Seattle.
Yeah,
Washington. Yeah. Yeah, so we didn't get to spend much time, but then eventually, like, I came back, I taught some other classes, and, I mean, we're technically on the same instructional team, so we would have stand-up together and that kind of thing. But yeah, we go way back, at least three or 4 years back. Hey, Joel is lazy, it's you again. I just realized, like, We're 96 messages behind. You said hi a very long time ago. I don't know how, like, so I see a lot of Twitch streamers and, like, they seem to keep up with the chat. You know, like, as the chats roll in, they say hi to every single person. But I feel like or at least I, will talk about or answer a question and then I get behind. I don't know. What do we think of this?
Well, I mean, I've been myself, like, so I don't have that many chatters. I have, what, 3 or so active chatters on my streams in the morning. I don't have nearly the viewership that you have because I think it's just because I'm on Twitch, or also because I'm doing Rust instead of, like, web development.
Yeah.
And it's very easy for me to stay up with chat. I think I see other people, like Quill18 was doing Ludum Dare, and he's got like 1,500 viewers.
Yeah.
And they're chatting like crazy, and he's keeping up with them. I think it's just a word or two. Hey, yeah, that's interesting. Back to coding.
So Alka says, I keep up with my chat, and I also keep up with other chats as I moderator. I feel like Alka is like the Chuck Norris of Twitch. I feel like any Chuck Norris joke you could make and just replace Chuck Norris with Alka, and it would be the same thing.
Alka, do you stream too? Because like,
does, yeah.
if you're streaming, like, do you stream yourself moderating all these channels?
I've watched a few of his VODs. I've never been able to tune in live, but usually he does like small coding challenges and stuff like that.
Okay, I need to follow Alka.
Yeah, follow Alka. This is cool. You can actually embed SVGs in this chat manager. Linus sent, what is it? An SVG with a circle. Very cool. And I did see a message that came in from Joel is Lazy. They say, your chat is slower because you try to give more advice than anyone else. Yeah, I also try to say hello to every single person that comes into the chat. Because this is a community. We want to invite everyone. We're not exclusive here. But that ends up, like, when there's, so there's 85 people watching on YouTube and 17 people watching on Twitch. It's a lot of messages to get through, but, Alvin is saying would be cool if the backend was with Rust, Go, or PHP. So I guess if we do that thing where you build the backend, I build the front end.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Suspiciously, nobody is using any markup. I think they've started to. Actually, yeah, I don't have any bot commands. I think Julia's Lazy just tried. What was it? Discord? Yeah, it doesn't work. I need to get a bot. But we do have a Discord. If you, well, there's my longer break timer. Take a quick stretch. If you go to coding.garden/Discord. Discord. That will redirect you to the Discord invite, so you can check that out. Alka says, I can add my bot. Doesn't do custom commands, but it has a lot going on. Of course, I should get the Alka bot. I guess, I mean, do you have a page where I can add it to my stream? Like and be able to change settings and stuff like that? I've seen that with Nightbot. I don't know, do you use a bot on your Twitch channel?
So I had made a bot with Rust a while back, and it's sort of like a purely just sort of like on my own made it, and I think I want to rethink how I did it because I have to recompile it every time I want to add a command and redeploy it, and that was like too much of a problem. But if I rebuild it and I use the new, like a brand new crate that just came out for managing Twitch chat, like for actually grabbing it, then I could probably have it listen to like some other web server that I have and grab commands from there. So I want to rebuild mine. Maybe we can do a collab on that.
That'd be cool. Alka says, my bot does not have a control panel. It just wasn't created with that in mind. I've gone to rewrite it many times to integrate it with the database control panel. Yeah, makes sense. The guy who made Nightbot now works at Discord. Interesting. Lena says, I really like the way you do your videos/streams because the faults in the video, we can learn how to fix stuff. Yeah, and both I and Brooks do it that way. And also Coding Train. So if you watch Coding Train, he does that as well. Cool. There needs to be more videos and streams like it. Because the majority of people are just uploading edited tutorials, and people should see what it's really like. So on that note, Programming with Peter is saying, my friends are daily telling me that I should plan more the videos, but it's just not my style. That's why I love CJ's channel. Yeah, so if you look at Programming with Peter's channel, I think he does Laravel and PHP. But yeah, it really, I guess it comes down to personal preference, and also for me, like I procrastinate a lot, and it's a lot easier for me to just like sit down and try to make something happen versus plan to make it happen, because then I'll always just postpone it. I don't know. Do you have topics for your streams planned out, or
I plan out the topics one day ahead, and
okay.
right now that's for my like nature of code. It's very like when I'm going through books, it's very easy because I just say like, well, that's the next challenge that's interesting in the book, and I basically my planning of it is like looking at the math and saying like, okay, do I know the bare minimum to be able to like figure this out? So, for example, with like collision detection or some kind of like implementing a physics thing, I will often go to my wife, who is much better at math than me, and say like, okay, I need to figure this out. Can you help me understand this algorithm? And once I get that, then I'll come on. I have to like figure that out in the like during the live stream, but at least it's so much easier.
Yeah.
And I still struggle with it.
Yeah. Cool. All right, we're going to speed through the rest of these messages and then figure out what to do. So we've been streaming for like, I guess 50 minutes or so. I need an uptime bot too, but I want to try to code something. Maybe we'll see like what ideas people have submitted, and then we'll try coding something in like 30 minutes or so. I don't know how much time you have. Do you have 30? Yeah.
Yeah, I have time.
Okay.
We could stay here until lunchtime.
Okay, about noon. Cool. Hello, Ahmed. Welcome. If you do Discord integration, you could do two-way sync. That would solve the cross-platform things. Yeah, so like YouTube messages go into Discord and Twitch messages go in there. Interesting. Hello, Aloib. Create a shareable link with rights to check the messages. Maybe they're talking about something else. Robin says, I was just going through Brooks' YouTube, and I really like his videos where he learns Rust. I myself might binge his playlist to learn Rust.
I went through the entire book of Rust, read every word until like the last couple chapters. But that is something you could find on my YouTube.
Nice. Please do something. we're gonna try to code. We definitely are. On Linux, console is 100 the best terminal. Have you used console before?
No, I don't use KDE.
Oh, I see. That's KDE.
All their stuff for KDE starts with K.
I see. Cool. Windows terminal is here and getting better. Yeah. Hello, MMOjib. Welcome. All KDE stuff is great. Just the design suffers sometimes. Yeah. You should do a CodeWars battle against each other, says Robin.
We could do something where you build an animation in, I guess.
I would use Svelte, honestly, because Svelte has like a built-in animation system that's actually pretty easy to get going.
Okay. And I could use GGEZ with Rust.
And we would build the same thing? Or
yeah, build the same thing.
I want to collaborate. This shouldn't be a competition.
Okay.
Alga says, I love Windows. I'm a gamer too. That doesn't work so well elsewhere. I do use Ubuntu on my VSPs, yeah. It's virtual private servers. I game on Windows and use Linux for everything else. Robin, Satya likes the idea of us doing CodeWars. Ashwin says, are the performance benefits of WebAssembly actually noticeable only when you develop computation-heavy modules? Is it actually beneficial for normal node modules? I think so. I haven't used it, but that was my understanding. Like, if you're trying to do things that need to be very performant and be closer to the metal, that's when you would use WebAssembly. Like, otherwise it's not worth it, right?
It's insane the amount of overhead the file download is for WebAssembly. It's like really large. So
the generated
code, yeah. Okay. But the execution time is incredibly fast. Yeah. So I would say, like, if you want to try to make like a really fast website and that's all, that's like, you don't want to use WebAssembly for that. If you're trying to make a game and like you don't care about that initial download, but you need everything else to run really fast, that's going to be what WebAssembly really specializes in.
Mattia is asking what sucked about that book. So this was the algorithms book you were talking about. What did you not like about it? We're not going to say the name of it, but what did you not like about it?
I mean, what I didn't like about it was that it just sort of ramped up to, okay, here's like this super introductory of like how to do this. All right, go do it. If any of you saw the tweet that MPJ from Fun Function made this morning about like typical coding like tutorials, that is like how I was feeling about it. Katali, if you're still here, you were watching a bunch of those streams, and I think you were following along too. I think hopefully you agree with that sentiment.
When did he tweet it? Oh, every programming tutorial 10 hours ago.
Yeah.
A simple program. All right, first we're going to type in public class program, then public static void main string args. You know how it goes. Then import in this old ass outdated library from like 1994. Oh yeah, by the way, we're using Java 7, not Java 8, so sorry if you have to start over. All right, and then I'm gonna copy and paste this giant chunk of code. What this does is like.
I get it. That's great.
Yeah, and that like it started up like, okay, here's how every line works, and then suddenly.
Here's a bunch of code.
Like now we're going to use a completely different library that abstracts all that away, and we're adding new features. And good luck.
Satya suggests we make a Chrome extension. That would be interesting. Firefox extensions actually have better docs, so that'd be easier. I mean, that would be fun. Like, I don't use Fire. Do you use Firefox?
I use Firefox almost exclusively.
Okay. Do you still use Brave?
No, I haven't used Brave in a long time. It was having trouble with Linux for a while.
Yeah. My host Brooks is like, I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, etc. I don't know what that was a reference to. Cam Prier says Harvey Dent made his own luck. Okay, I don't know what that's a reference to either.
My luck is hopefully better than Harvey Dent's.
Yana says, thanks for all the new episodes. Please do a Hot Ones one more time. That episode was funny AF. So for those of you that haven't seen it, if you go to my YouTube channel and look at the playlists, I do a show called CodeWars Code Katas. And essentially, pretty much every Wednesday, I'll spend a couple of hours solving CodeWars katas. And episode, I think it was 27, I did Hot Wings edition. So, if you're familiar with the Hot Ones YouTube show, have you seen Hot Ones?
I actually watched it because of that episode of yours.
So he interviews guests and they eat progressively spicier hot wings. But what I did was ate progressively spicier hot wings while solving progressively harder coding problems. It got pretty intense, and maybe I'll do it again, but that stuff was really spicy. Yeah, in Jewel is Lazy, we added emotes last night. Instead of doing other things, basically we procrastinate by getting other things done rather than the things we were supposed to get done.
Sort of like how we deal with chat.
Whoa! Is this an embedded image?
That's an SVG. I see it right here. Nice.
That's awesome. Great job, Alka. I think I saw C# Fritz. Oh, hey, C# Fritz. Thanks for tuning in. We got a lot of chats to get through. Be happy is just better for a living style. No, I think so. It's like, I mean, a lot of people might have certain opinions about like being so optimistic or being positive all the time. And like, I don't know.
You just smile at those guys and then just move on with your day.
Yeah. I don't know. Just be happy, everyone. Be happy.
I mean, so I'm a manager at work, and one of the most important things as a manager is to always be positive in the face of no matter what is happening, because even if the world is like falling around you, the last thing that you want to do is show your team that the world is actually falling and nothing is worth trying for.
Yeah, I mean, and like, you should be realistic about it and like let them know that it's happening, but at the same time you show them that you're positive and that's how you're going to get through it.
Oh, right. So like, I'm positive I can solve any bug even if I've never seen it before because I have to show that.
Yeah. Hello, Christian. Welcome to the stream. Alka says they'd very much like to get into Vue. Maybe that's what we can collab on, Alka. We could build a Vue app. That would be fun. Hello, Katoli. Alka says, I'll definitely be watching your videos when I start. Yeah, if you check out my YouTube channel, I have quite a few Vue videos. Hello, friends. I'm never going to get through all these chat messages. What do I do, Brooks?
I mean, so you could just go really fast and only answer real questions.
I mean,
just
but
for us.
That's okay. Questions for that's the thing. Every question takes a long time.
Well, okay.
Well, here's a question from Infi. How do you make Vue developers react in confusion? Oh, it's not a question. Sorry, I think it's a joke. How do you make Vue developers react in confusion? By teaching them the concept of angular momentum. All right. GG easy.
All right.
This is an interesting question. Okay, so this question's from Eddie. What made Brooks and you decide to quit Galvanize? Wanted to go into industry? Yeah, so if you're not familiar, Brooks and I were instructors at a coding school called Galvanize. I worked there for a little over 3 years. How long did you work there?
Around the same time, a little over 3 years.
Yeah, and we left about a year ago. Yeah, I mean, do you want to go first?
Yeah, so I saw that Galvanize was going in a direction that I was not happy with. CJ, you left before me, before I did. For me, I have a very, very, very specific like philosophy and how I do work, and it is something that I was taught way back when I worked at NASA, actually, which was always come to work every single day prepared to be fired, which sounds horrible when you say that to people, but that's because there's a follow-up that I usually wait for a while before I say, which is so that you can do the right things. And for me, the most important thing about being an instructor in a coding school is, am I able to like transform the students' lives? Am I able to teach the right things? And I was just seeing that Galvanize was like going towards their acquisition of Hack Reactor. I don't like the way that they were switching the curriculum away from what I wanted to teach to a prescribed curriculum. So I decided that I wasn't going to be part of where they're going, and I got back into industry.
Yeah. For me, it was a lot of those things, but I also mainly wanted to just get back into industry, because I had been teaching for 3.5 years, and I knew that if I just kept doing that, I would probably just be a teacher for like the rest of my career, which is not a bad thing. But my experience in coding, like I guess before Galvanize, I had worked in industry for about 4 years or so, and I had heard people talk about like CI and CD and working on agile teams and having Scrum, and I never really got to do any of that. And so I kind of wanted to get in industry and experience and do all of these things that everyone's talking about in coding. Because I mean, I was teaching my students about it. Like we would talk about like what is agile and what is Scrum. But at the company I had worked at, we really didn't do it the right way. So I kind of wanted to get in industry, do the things I had been teaching about. And yeah, I think that's mainly it. Cool. Great question, Eddie. Thanks for that. Yeah. CJ is aware of the team. Oh, what's the title about the live? Yeah. Okay. Matter.js for 2D physics. Sounds cool. Interesting question from Brian. As a senior who is pretty solid at Node full stack dev with side projects in the works, what should be my next journey in programming if I want to get the best possible job right out of college? So they're a senior in college. They've done full stack Node. What should they do next?
Ironically, I would say this is not necessarily the time to be focusing on like programming necessarily. If you're about to graduate, your soft skills and your networking is going to be like the most important thing to work on, because that's going to be the easiest way to differentiate yourself and get your foot into the door, is if people already know you going in. So I would recommend approaching as many companies that you would want to work for as possible and trying to do a shadow day.
Yeah. And I don't know if you didn't mention it here, but I'm assuming you're getting like a computer science degree. And so I got a computer science degree, and the first job I got was doing C#, and I had never written C# before. So in college I did like Java, C, C++, did some bash scripting, maybe a little PHP, but I'd never done C#. But the company I got hired at, they knew that, and they were willing to give me the time to train and learn. They really just hired me as a developer. So yeah, I guess depending on what degree you're getting, depending on where you want to go into industry and where you want to get a job, it will vary.
Linus Dev is suggesting that we just declare chat bankruptcy and get on to coding.
Okay, I'm gonna go through and say hi to anyone I haven't said hi to. Hello, Raul. Hello, Lessignol Art. They shared a link. Links are disabled in Twitch and in YouTube. Hello, Coding Journey. If the chairs are green, what color is the background? Background is blue. So I use a blue screen because this is the coding garden, and I used to have like plants hanging around.
Is this? No, it's not invisible.
No,
it's slightly a blue bottle of water, but it's not that blue.
Cool. Hello, Gorkum. Hello, Bafana. Hello, Baba. Cool. Yeah, and we've been streaming like roughly an hour. So let's figure out what to code. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go through the chat and see if there are any other ideas for things to code, and then we'll vote on what we're going to code. Pyramid Web Framework, never heard of it. Yeah, this is great. And so if you're also new to the stream, my chat manager does execute some of the HTML that you embed. So Alka's got all the progress bars. It doesn't look right there, but on the right-hand side, that's like a tree because they're gradually increasing progress bars. Hello, Jonathan. Welcome. Superman, hello.
Oh, a search feature for the chat manager? That might be interesting.
Okay. Cool. Odebek, hello. Are you planning on streaming about architecture of projects? I think eventually. I wanted to like design a fairly complex database on stream to show the process of doing that. Hello, Greg. What's up? How many chairs can we fit across CJ's room?
A lot.
Yeah, I'm in the basement, so it's a pretty big open space.
If we remove all the tables with all your equipment on it, we could fit a lot more chairs in here.
Yeah. Do. Only 70 more messages, Brooks.
I like that you've like increased your click to talk ratio.
Quick question from Ricky. You can use featherless. You can use feathers as serverless, but you can't use the real-time aspect because the nature of serverless is the server goes up and then it goes back down. So you couldn't have a socket server, and that's what you would need with if you were trying to do the real-time aspect of feathers. Console team, cool. Yeah, so you can post to canvas, but you can't really put anything on it because JavaScript is disabled. And styles and tags. Hello, Joe. I don't know if we said hello. Welcome. Hello. I cannot pronounce your name, but welcome to the stream. Quellhorst. Do you see NVIDIA and OBS have a feature to remove the background without needing a green screen? Have you seen that before? I've seen cameras that have that enabled.
Yeah, you can definitely do that with software. I've just had mixed results when I tried it myself.
Yeah. And hello again, C# Fritz. I was watching your stream earlier. Did you watch C# Fritz?
Every once in a while. Often, like I'll watch Noobcat,
Oh, yeah.
which I think sometimes is at the same time as you C# Fritz. Also, I don't do much like C# programming, so I don't know the language. So I'll drop in to watch you every once in a while, but not necessarily what you're building.
Yeah. No, I watch it. It brings back memories because I used to do C# a long time ago. Speaking of live coders, yeah. So there is a Twitch live coders team. Have you seen that? Have you applied to be on it, Brooks?
For what?
The live coders team?
No, I haven't. Like, I haven't really thought about any teams and like what that would mean. So I got invited to one team and I like briefly looked at it and was like, I don't know if I want to be part of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting because like the team itself creates a community. So like anytime any one of the live coders are live, like people that subscribe to live coders will tune in or follow if they haven't before.
Yeah, I would probably rather like do a team with you.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I kind of would like to be on live coders, but I did see that you have to be an affiliate or partner, and I don't think I'm ever going to do that on Twitch because then I couldn't stream on YouTube. So I cannot meet that.
I mean, you can stream on YouTube. You just can't stream at the same time as Twitch.
But I want to stream at the same time because to me, like, there's no point if I can't. NumPy, Firefox is great. Hello, friends. Yeah, this is awesome. Is that like an SVG thing? Yeah, a lot of people jumped over to Twitch from YouTube. In terms of the chatters. People stopped chatting as much because they saw us mention that there were too many chats. Okay, this is an interesting question because I think it's going to apply to the thing that we're about to do, whatever we decide to build. Pranjal is asking, when we work in a large team, everyone has different styles configured in their IDE, so sometimes if we do a pull request, there happens unnecessary conflicts. For example, someone likes single quotes and someone will like double quotes. So how to deal with everyone so that everyone is on the same page? The answer is a linter, but then also you can have commit hooks. So I use ESLint. Do you use ESLint when you're doing JavaScript?
I mean, so personally, I usually do. At work, we don't right now, which is something I do want to change.
Really? How big is the team?
There's 3 of us,
Okay.
so it's not very big.
That's not
but
so
yeah,
bad.
it does have like there are.
Like I have to have a linter. So with ESLint, you can define all of your rules up front, and you can kind of get together as a team, and choose like, okay, we want to require semicolons, we want a 2-space tab, we want to use single quotes and instead of double quotes, and then you create your configuration which has all of those rules built in, and then any developer will use the ESLint plugin in their editor. And then the other thing is commit hooks. So I use a tool called Husky for commit hooks. Commit hooks. Here it is. So there are other tools for this, but essentially what you can do, and I mean you could actually just add the hook manually if you wanted to, is you can create a Git hook where whenever someone attempts to make a commit locally, it will run the linter, and if there are any errors, it won't let them commit. Of course, this can be disabled locally, but this is like everyone has a linter installed on their machine, and so they're using linter, they're fixing the errors, and then when they commit, it double checks to make sure they didn't miss anything. And then after that, you can have a CI script, a continuous integration script, that before it allows code to be merged in, it also runs those linter rules. So that's how I have it set up at work. We use Travis CI for continuous integration. We always run the linter and the tests on any pull requests, and we have local commit hooks to make sure that everyone has the same code style. Yeah, if you have a big team, you need to do that. Live coders, yeah. Use a linter, yes. Galvanize might sue you. I don't think they will. The thing is, they've changed drastically since we left the company. Like, people that are there probably don't even know we exist anymore, because they're like totally new to it. So what is Agile and Scrum? I'll point you to some YouTube videos that I've done. Actually, go to coding.garden/videos, and if you just search for Agile, you can see some of the videos that I've done. And also, if you search for Scrum, this is the longer live stream that I cut all of the videos from. But essentially, it's a way for teams to collaborate and work together to get things done. Would you agree? Yeah.
I mean, yeah. There's also lots of subsets of Agile. So
Flavors,
Scrum is
yeah.
only one of them. A lot of people think that it like is prescribed and has to be. I guess like my only thing is if your company starts implementing SAFe, run away.
Is that scaled Agile framework for enterprise?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Bacon Drinker, we have to decide what we're going to code. So I'm going to get through these last few messages, and then we're going to vote on what we should code, and we're going to do a little pairing action. It'll be fun. Yeah. What's up, Juan Carlos? Welcome. +1 for the Firefox extension. Please vote on the Chrome extension. Your equipment says use a Windows laptop. Is this a Hackintosh or is your gear list out of date? No, so I have a separate streaming computer. So if you go to coding.garden/gear, I actually haven't put that machine on there because it's just a custom-built gaming computer. But I used to use this Razer laptop as my streaming computer, but now I use it's a tower PC, it's a gaming desktop, and I have like this HD60 Pro plugged into it. I still use all the same capture cards, but I still technically do stream on Windows. Like that's my streaming computer, and then I have capture cards that capture the output of the MacBook and the output of that camera, which you can't see right now. Maybe coding a WRC. Maybe did you mean WebRTC? I don't know. Pools in the chat manager. Pause button for the Twitch feed. How would that work?
Oh, you can pause in actual Twitch
To stop people from chatting?
to like stop people from chatting. So
Oh.
you can do that. You could do subscribers only. You can do you can slow down shit, but you need to be an affiliate or higher to be able to do
Okay.
some
I
of
don't
those
know if I
commands.
would want to do that though. People want to chat.
CodeWars challenges is a suggestion actually that people have, and I really like that one because it could show our two styles of solving problems.
Yeah. So I mean, would we solve the same problem just differently?
Probably
or
collaborate.
collaborate.
And
Okay.
like one of us leads and the other one like navigation driver.
Cool. Cool. Everyone that has questions, you can ask me on Monday. I'm gonna try to do a morning tea stream on Monday, so come back and ask more questions then.
Also, if you have questions for me, you could ask on Discord. CJ's specific Discord.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, a pause button on YouTube? Interesting. How to handle an error in Express. No-op cat, not noob cat.
And I try to pronounce that noop cat
Noop
with
cat.
a P, like, but it's no op because no operations. I know it's the inside joke, and I just keep on. That lack of a dash there really gets me.
Mattia's mentioning that prettier can also help with consistency. I think Pranjal suggested that hello Aaron, welcome. I saw your mock-ups for the chat. They looked great. Actually, let me bring those up really quick. Let's see. Yeah, so Aaron did some designs for the Coding Garden community. I think it's in general. Is it in general? Or is it in live chat? But he created some Figma designs for how I should style this chat manager that I built. I really like it. So essentially, instead of having like the different background colors for the different chat types, it would have different labels based on where the chat came from. There then are different actions I can perform on the chats. I can see all the moderators that are there. I would be able to send messages. I can search. I think it's a pretty good layout. Where do you work and what do you work on? I work on full stack JavaScript and I work at a software consultancy in Denver, Colorado. If you watch every single one of my YouTube videos, in at least one of them, I mention where I work. So you're gonna have to do that to figure out where I work. But I mostly do full stack JavaScript and a lot of like architecture and stuff like that. Basically like designing the systems, and then we'll have contractors potentially build them. Solving 1 Q or 2 Q CodeWars katas. That would be very difficult. We might not have the time, but we'll see. Pranjal is saying, please show the commit hook method. We'll definitely, if we collaborate, maybe we'll set up a linter.
Yeah, no.
But I guess if we're using CodeWars, we're just going to be editing like in the browser.
Yeah, we probably don't need to like do that for something small like a CodeWars, but like setting that up might be an interesting thing to do in the future.
Little Red says, all right, I just promised to watch all of your videos this week. That may not actually be possible. I looked at all of the CodeWars Code Katas videos that I did, and there's like over 40 hours of just me solving CodeWars katas.
It's okay. Watch them at double speed, 2 or 3 at a time.
There you go. Pranjal has it. I can still... Oh, I can enable subscriber-only mode. Interesting. Hello, Omar. Welcome. Win on Monday. Most likely a Monday morning for me. So, like 8:30, probably 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. GMT minus 6. Do I like 4 in and 4 of? Maybe. It's going to be a long week. GMT minus 6. Hello, Soctaville. When did you build this chat build manager? I haven't been here in a while, and it looks new. Yesterday, I worked on it for a very long time. We got the new styles in, we got Twitch integrated, but yeah. Greetings, Wasserfrisch, welcome back. And Brooks works at Health Scholars. Cool, we did it. And either my chat is broken, or we did it. We got through all the chat messages. Maybe it's just my OCD that I wanted to get through all those chat messages. I don't know. But yeah, let's vote on what we're going to build. Alka says, I work at, fill in later. Are you looking for a job, Alka? Somebody hire Alka. This guy's got skills. And the ability to watch multiple Twitch channels at the same time. And moderate them. And stream at the same time. That's 4 p.m. in Switzerland. Cool. Katoli says, I work at the same place as Alka. Fill in blank here. Okay.
I'm gonna have to like take that away from you, CJ.
Which one? The chat?
The chat manager.
The chat, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna create a poll and then everyone can vote on it. What should we work on? And it is 11:30, so we'll technically have like roughly 30 minutes to work on this thing.
So I'm thinking like the CodeWars.
Just do it. Don't even take a poll. Just
No.
do it.
I mean, like we could put that on there as like
Okay.
CodeWars. I don't think we're gonna get very far in like actually building a usable app.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Something with animations, is that a good enough prompt? 2D physics. We could make a Pong game, and we kind of made like Brick Breaker a while back. Could we do the thing where you build the back end, then I build the front end?
Probably not in this time frame.
Okay.
Because then we won't be able to build it together.
Kata.
If we build it, like, it would be all separate.
Chrome extension. What could we build as a Chrome extension? That'd be a whole other thing. If we choose that, then we have to figure out what we're going to build. Chrome extension, Firefox extension. We could build something super simple. Like it replaces all the text, all the occurrences of the word "the" with an emoji or something like that. That would be fun. Search for the chat manager.
Oh, data structures and algorithms.
Was that we just got another suggestion?
Yeah.
Implement data structure. Like we could implement a linked list from scratch.
Yeah, we could do that.
Cool. Simple language processing to promote messages depending on sentiment.
Not today, but that might be more later. I am getting back into deep learning eventually, and that would be perfect for that.
Okay, so I made this poll. Go here to vote now. Please vote for extensions. CodeWars 1Q. I don't think we have the time to do a 1Q. I think at most we'd maybe do a 4. I mean, typically 4s take me like almost 45 minutes to solve.
I don't think I've ever even looked at a CodeWars 1Q.
The ones that I've seen are like implement a SQL query processor. So like you're literally implementing a programming language.
Well, like, what's the point in that? It's like at that point you're just working.
Yeah.
It's like I might as well make money off of this.
Yeah, so go to this link here to vote on the poll. Let's check out the results. All right, we need more votes to break these ties that are happening. Oh wow, Better Twitch TV actually embeds the poll in the chat. That's pretty sweet. An emoji translator. I actually did that on a stream a while back. Let me see if I still have it. Emoji writer dot now. Yeah, this is the thing I built. So, as you start typing, it replaces words with emojis like "Hello world, how are you today?" I don't know. Smile. Ooh. Wow. Ta-da. Yeah, I used the context API with React a while back to do that. Replace words with well-known emojis. Yeah, that was the thing that I built on stream.
We haven't decided yet. My name is in feet.
Yeah. But we need some tiebreakers. So right now, yeah, we have 8 votes for CodeWars kata. Let's just do it because we'll need to figure out what kata we solve as well. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Okay. CodeWars.com.
So this also doesn't have to be the last time that I'm a guest on this show. What we could do is also maybe before we do the episode, decide what we're going to build. And then I'll just take CJ's chat manager away from him.
Yeah. I need to talk to the people and acknowledge their messages. Cool. So I'm on CodeWars right now, and it's recommending that I do this Minesweeper 1Q. Basically, you're implementing the Minesweeper game. That would be way too much. We have like roughly 30 minutes to do something. So let's pick how about a 5Q?
Let's do 5.
5Q. It's right in the middle. It's good. I usually like to do katas that I have not trained on. And then I'll sort by most completed.
Oh, Eddie D. Low-key losing my stable calmness.
Wait, which platform did you say that on? Oh, Brooks was kind of low-key losing his stable... Yeah, because I keep coming back to it. Look at me. I just like clicking the button.
He's addicted.
We might have a little more than 30 minutes, but I do want to respect Brooks' time. And he probably needs to go eat lunch and all that good stuff.
I'm going to have an intervention with CJ.
All right. There's directions reduction. That one pops up on stream every time, and I've never tried to solve it. I don't want to do it.
Do a 6Q blindfolded. I don't know how that would work.
Well, one of us wears a blindfold, and that's the person that has to type, and then the other person, make sure that they're typing the right thing. I don't know.
I think it would be easier for us to do pair programming, but the challenge is the navigator, so the one who's not typing, can't use words like bracket, parentheses, they can only they could spell out the names of variables, but can't say like equals.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, primes and number. Okay, actually, let's choose a category. We've got algorithms, logic, fundamentals, data types, puzzles. What do you think, Brooks?
I don't know. Like I don't spend much time on CodeWars, so
Let's try puzzles. Escape the mines. Let's see what this is about. Wait, it has 8 issues reported. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. A poor miner is trapped in a mine, and you have to help him get out. Only the mine is all dark, so you have to tell him where to go. In this kata, you have to implement a method solve with map, miner, and exit that has to return the path the miner must take to reach the exit as an array of moves. I don't like it. it's like directions reduction. Secret knock. Perform the secret knock to enter. How is this even like? There's no description at all of the kata itself.
if so, is CodeWars where anybody can add like whatever they want and there's like no vetting of it?
Yeah. Yeah. But people can vote them up and like report issues and things like that. In some countries of former Soviet Union, there was a belief about lucky tickets. A transport ticket of any sort was believed to possess luck if the sum of the digits on the left half of its number was equal to the sum of the digits on the right half. Here are some examples of such numbers. Okay, your task is to write a function which returns true or false if the item is a lucky number. I think that seems doable, right?
Yeah.
Basically, you sum one half and then you sum the other half and see if they're equal. Okay. Conway's Game of Life would be interesting. I don't know if we can do it within the time frame.
I think actually that is a completely separate stream where we make Conway's Game of Life would be fun.
I'm curious how they do this kata though, because I think they just give you the functions you need to implement. Yeah, I don't know. All right, luck check is looking like it's the one. Let's see if there's anything else. Simple digit code breaker. In this kata, you have to break a code of 3 digits. The try code function is called in a loop with a max of 10 attempts if you have to return an array of 3 digits. Weird. Find the heavy ball. There are 8 balls numbered from 0 to 7. 7 of them have the same weight. 1 is heavier. Your task is to find its number. This is one of those things where like you have to transfer them between like the weight. You put one on one side. Okay, the clockwise spiral. Your objective is to complete a function, create spiral, that receives an integer and returns an n by n 2-dimensional array with numbers 1 through n squared.
I don't know. I feel like reading these and like understanding what they're saying is half the challenge.
Yeah, it's half the challenge. All right, let's do this luck check, right?
Patrick is asking if there's anything cool in the games category.
Let's see. Gamers. Not puzzles. Games. Okay. Snakes and ladders. Are you familiar with the Snakes and Ladders game?
I mean, a lot.
Okay, your task is to make a simple class called Snakes Ladders. The test cases will call the method play with die 1 and die 2 independently of the state of the game or the player turn. The variables die 1 and die 2 are the die thrown in turn and are both integers between 1 and 6. The player will move the sum of die and die 2. This seems fairly complex. Mystery function number 1.
I mean, if we need to, we could just switch over and do coding game and just do the challenge.
What's coding game?
Coding game is very similar to this one.
And they have like a daily challenge or what?
They have like an entire AI thing that you build slowly over time.
Oh.
I like how people are still voting.
Is it JavaScript? Is
it's whatever you want.
Is CodeWars still winning on the poll?
No.
Okay. Well, what's winning now?
Well, according to the chat, it's Chrome extension now.
Oh, should we build a Chrome extension?
I mean, we could. I've never built one before.
Me neither. So what time do you officially have to go?
I mean,
12:15.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. How about we build a Chrome extension that replaces things with emojis on the page?
All right, sounds good.
Let's do it. Okay. we're gonna build a thing. So, actually, Brooks, all in the what do you call it? I'm gonna hide my screen for a second. This is us. I am going to share my screen on...
Do you have the live share with VS Code?
Yes. Yeah, we can set that up.
Yep, set that up. Send a link to me on Discord, and I will get that going.
Actually, let me see.
I don't even have Chrome installed. I have Chromium, which is, I think you can put extensions on it. I haven't really tried.
I have to install LiveShare. Oh, it's installed. Okay. LiveShare. Do you want code to open the external website? Go.
All right, so we're going to build a Chrome extension that replaces words with an emoji. So we need a word. So what's a common word that's in a lot of articles? Send in your favorite common word.
I just sent you the VS Code join in the Zoom chat.
In the Zoom. You're being so difficult.
I mean, I thought that would be easier.
Actually, is my Zoom chat even working anymore? Yeah, there it is. I don't even know how to open the chat. Because I'm sharing my screen.
Should I send it
Send it on Discord.
Well, then I have to open Discord and it has to launch.
You just had it open not very long ago.
Okay.
There
you go.
See, I sound frustrated sometimes, but I keep a smile on my face.
It's entertaining, right?
All right, so open link. For those of you who have not used it, LiveShare for VS Code is an amazing tool that VS Code has. It basically is Google Documents for coding.
I'm showing your screen now.
You're showing my screen?
Yeah, I mean, I can get rid of it. You were just talking about...
So I'm now logged in to VS Code, and we can see that here I'm watching, like, I'm connected to CJ. If you open up a file, sort of like create a new extension.
Well, I mean, can I just share the whole workspace? So, like, your sync files?
I am.
You can see all my files?
Well, once you start.
How do I start?
I should be able to see...
LiveShare.
Like, I see a folder named Talk with episodes or one, and
Yeah, that's great. Okay, yeah, so in episode 01, that's where I'll create the Chrome extension. What do we call it? Emoji Chrome extension. And then a new file in there with just like a README. We'll do a to-do of all the stuff we need to do.
So here's how this works. We can both be in here, and I can start saying cool things at the same time as CJ.
Okay, and Emoji Chrome extension. Hey, buddy. Cool. So we need a to-do. And cool. We can start making our checklist. Robinson says, I'm so happy that the Coding Garden family is growing. By the way, how's the Hello Friend video going? I only have 9 submissions, so if you haven't submitted, you should submit. I want to get at least 10 people.
I haven't even submitted mine, which I've been thinking about.
You should submit yours. And if you just search my channel for Hello Friends, and you'll see that video. It is like playing the cookie clicker game, Mattia. Just clicking it. Somebody hire Alka, Coding Guard. Is this a clip? Alka says, I work at later. Are you looking for a job, Alka?
Yeah, so...
Somebody hire Alka. This guy's got skills.
Clips on Twitch are amazing. Yeah. They're awesome.
How many of those green chairs did you buy? I didn't buy them. I took them from work with permission.
Here, I'll be very meta. I'm going to create my video right now.
Oh, okay.
Yep, with my phone, of course, just this. So, hello, friends, live with CJ.
Hello. That'll be good. Hello, Carlos. Great streaming guest, says Carlos.
Well, thank you very much. Okay, so we have potential words here. We have a and the.
Screen. I'll read them to you.
Oh, okay.
Screen allegedly.
Screen. Allegedly.
JavaScript. The days of the week.
Days of week, like all of them?
Yeah, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Not like literally days of week.
No, but like yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Could change punctuation marks into emojis. Yeah.
I'm still working through the days of the week.
I mean, okay.
I'm very literal. Come on.
This is Brooks working through the days of the week. Camera.
Camera.
Learned dev says tactical technician. I don't know.
Okay.
No idea is a bad idea.
I mean, maybe.
We could replace the word a. You have that on there?
I have that on there.
Turkey dinner?
Turkey
dinner. Yeah.
Okay.
Secure Gmail says your teaching is world class. I appreciate that. Yeah, we have the. Do you have the on the list?
I have the on the list. I feel like words like a and the are going to be more interesting because there's so many of them, and we want something that's like really out there for the stream. If it was something that I wanted to like drive someone crazy with, I would choose something like tactical because that's very rare to see on the screen, and then I would change it to be like very subtle. You know, drive someone insane.
Yeah, Nolo says Chrome extension, which translates words into emojis. That sounds fun. Yeah, I think for our MVP, our minimum viable product, we're going to choose one word that we replace on the page. Eventually, you could create like a dictionary of like words to emojis, but I think we're just going to do one. That should be a pretty easy challenge, and we are going to create a Chrome extension.
I'm just going to say we should replace the.
Hello, Patrick. I retract that. Was a terrible one. Chicken. The word chicken.
Chicken.
Yeah. Hello, Kaizen. Welcome. A gaslighting app? What does that mean?
Like gaslighting the political, when you're gaslighting somebody?
A physiological manipulation in which a person seeks to sow seeds of doubt in a targeted individual or in members of a targeted group, making them question their own memory, perception, and sanity.
I mean, that's a perfect Chrome extension right there.
Weather?
Ooh, that's probably driving you crazy.
We could replace the word JavaScript with the poop emoji. That was a suggestion. Time is running out. This is gonna take us like 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're done. I'm just gonna say it's the.
What about the word meow? We're gonna do the word the. Okay, that's fine. Also, punctuation would be cool. Alvin is mentioning.
Punctuation would be cool, but the might be easier with the regular expression.
Stretch goals. But we are going to replace the word the with an emoji. What emoji are we going to replace it with? A random emoji?
Yeah, we should probably choose like 5 emojis. We'll just choose them randomly and just like take from an array of them.
Cool. Emojis in the chat for what emojis we should use. But this is the list that Brooks has been working on. So we have chosen the word the. We're going to replace the word the on any given web page with an emoji. Cool. In terms of how to do this, yeah, we'll figure that out. Oh yeah, definitely the seedling emoji. That's the coding garden.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
That one. For the culture. Okay, should I just start Googling? Are we gonna start making this happen?
Yeah, we're gonna start making this happen. So I've never made a Chrome extension before, so I don't know what the first step is.
I've only played around with it. So yeah, I'm gonna search. What do you call it? Chrome extension, replace word on page. How's that sound?
Okay. The way I think this would work is we would have a Chrome extension that gets access to the HTML, and we want read and write access to that, so we need to request that permission when we install. And then we're going to, on every page load, probably listen to an event like document is ready, and then we want to read in the entire text of every link, so like walk through, like maybe check every paragraph tag, maybe every tag altogether, and then do a replace.
Yeah.
A regex replace.
So yeah, conceptually it should be pretty simple. I think they do have like a Chrome extension starter repo. Let's see. Getting started. Extension. I've used this before, so I've never published any extensions, but Extensionizer will basically generate your extension in a zip file, and then you can just download it. Should we use that?
Oh, why not?
Okay, let's do it. So extension type is, I think, a page action. So use page actions to put icons inside the address bar. Page actions represent actions that can be taken on the current page, but that aren't applicable to all pages. A browser action. Use browser actions to put icons in the main Google Chrome toolbar to the right of the address bar. In addition to its icon, a browser action can also have a tooltip or a pop-up. Or a hidden extension. Use this if you don't want any visual representation of your extension when you only want to use to inject scripts, for example.
I mean, injecting a script is kind of what we're going for.
All right, we'll use a hidden extension. Background page. The background page is an HTML page that runs in the extension process. It exists for the lifetime of your extension, and you only have one instance. In the common case, a background page does not require any HTML markup. These kind of background pages can implement using JavaScript files alone. I think that's what we need, because we're just going to have JavaScript that replaces the text on the page. Persistent. To turn the background page to an event pages are loaded only when they are needed, when the event page is not actively doing something. I think we'll do background.js. No options page. It'll just, I mean, technically, eventually we could have options like what emojis do you want to replace it
we're
with?
not going. We're not going for like an
Okay.
uber complicated MVP minimum.
We're not overriding anything. Content scripts. Inject JavaScript. JavaScript files that run in the context of the web pages by using standard DOM. So we want to inject JavaScript. That makes sense, right?
Yep.
What is Omnibox? Allows you to register a keyword with Google Chrome. We don't want to do any of that. URL permissions. We just want star, right? Replace every single URL. Like any page that the user is on, this thing is going to run.
Sure, yeah.
That's not secure, but and usually I don't like to install extensions that have those permissions, but cool. What permissions do we need? Context menus, file browser handler, tabs, notifications. I don't think we need anything, right? Like, as long as we have access to the current web page and we can inject a script into it, that should be all we need, right?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. The text to speech sounds amazing. Like we could just silently whisper out the text of the of whatever somebody is clicking on.
So I think star might not work. I'm gonna add HTTP star/star. URL permissions are a match pattern that sets your Chrome extension. Okay, download it. All right, we got ourselves a zip file. We're going to put it in that folder. Here it is. Cool. Going to unzip it. Okay, it unzipped. We have a folder called ext. Can you see it?
Let me come back here. Yep, absolutely.
Wait, that's the zip file. I guess I'll just delete the zip file. So we have a manifest.json. We need a name. All right, go ahead and fill out the manifest.json. I'm going to catch up on the chat. Make the emoji shift back and forth for maximum insanity. Use the cool emoji. We could use, Dat Sparrow says we could use a emote. I think it'll be a little bit trickier to replace with images rather than just emoji codes. Ooh, the devil emoji. Don't you have a save the emoji API so you can call it and make that choose a random emoji? Yeah, I think we're trying to make it as simple as possible, though, so we're probably just going to go from like an array of emojis, like that one. I've never seen that emoji before. Yeah, Christian's mentioning you need a manifest.json. I think that's what it's called. So that tool that we just used generated it for us. Brooks has updated the name to be Emoji Changer. We have a description, we have a homepage URL, we have our icons. It tells it what scripts we're using, the permissions for what websites we should be enabled on. And then the JavaScript that will be injected.
I think that'll work. For some reason, matches was only on Google. So
Really?
hopefully this HTTP will work.
Do HTTPS and HTTP.
I'll just copy you.
Snakes. Make an ERP web application with JavaScript. Enterprise resource planning? That sounds like a lot. Is this a Twitchy boat? It's a snick.
Snick.
Oh, I see. Franker Faces, that's another Twitch plugin thingy. Superman says use a Yeoman generator to get started. I think like this website was good enough. Would I use this if I was making my own? Probably not. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it seems to do most of what you need. I'm just totally unfamiliar with Chrome extensions, so it seemed like a good place to start. Maximum also starts with him. Use the turtle emoji. Yeah, there we go. Tweemoji. Okay. All right, I think we've got a good list of emojis too. I'm gonna update the description. All right, which file are you in?
So I think inject.js is where we're going to write the actual code.
So in source, inject, and then inject.js?
Right. So there's this console log that's going to run theoretically when it gets loaded. So when we need to like actually load...
Let's load the extension and then see if this gets called?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what else it generated for us. So we have background.js. Okay. Maybe we didn't need the background.js, but we'll see.
Yeah, background.js seems to be what's called from the manifest.
Cool. We've got some basic icons. We can just leave the default icons. I'm not worried about that. And then English locale. Okay. Okay. So let's try to add this extension to Chrome.
Yeah.
Chrome extensions. Developer mode. We will load an unpacked extension. And we're going to choose that directory and load it. Cool. All right, so it runs on all websites. Let's see if I refresh the page. Hello, this message was sent from scripts/scripts inject.
Well, there we go.
It just works. That's awesome.
There's a bunch of errors. Are those related?
No, this is like other extensions and stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we have that running, which means that we now probably want to. Yeah, we just had a delivery of snacks. You want a snack? Yeah.
So we have some 100% grass-fed beef sticks.
Yeah. So ever since I had an injury earlier this year, and it required it changed my diet quite a bit. So people who have followed my stream know that I can't eat things like any sugar, most fruits, wheat-based products while I'm recovering still. And that's due to the concussion. So my snack right now is basically a micro-sized sausage.
Cool. Good sausage. Mm-hmm. So this is gonna be so easy, Brooks. The script is already being injected. So yeah, let's do it.
Well, so what's the first thing we want to do?
I think so. You're in here? Yeah. So code goes here. I think we can literally just say a document.innerHTML, right? Isn't that a thing?
Well,
I mean, document.body.innerHTML.
So we first need to get some tags or something.
Well, but what I'm thinking is we could literally replace the entire text.
Oh, of everything.
Yeah, of everything. Just as a first pass. But then it would probably make more sense to select all elements, iterate over them.
Yeah, something we could do. We could say const elements and maybe we can be a little bit more thoughtful about what we're doing here, and we could just run our function. So if we just say elements, if we get all the elements from get all elements. And we just pretend that we have that function already written.
Sure.
So once we have that element, then we want to maybe filter out so that it's only the elements that have the ones we care to replace in.
I think we just brute force it. You just replace the text content of every single element that we find.
Then we just just call replace elements. And just
pass in elements.
And just pass in the elements.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. So before you stop it. You've coded without semicolons. This is blasphemy on the Coding Garden stream. No, I'm just kidding. But we should set up a linter. I think at least we owe it to the viewers to set up a linter, right?
Okay, especially after that.
Yeah. So let's go into episode 1. We'll go into the Chrome extension. Yeah, we're gonna add a linter right here. Curiously, I don't want to install ESLint, do I? I'm curious how this works because typically this folder is what gets packaged up as an extension, so you probably wouldn't want your node modules in there, right?
I mean, probably not. So usually Chrome extensions, you don't have any other dependencies. You try to keep them as light as possible.
I mean, you could still bring stuff in from NPM and then have some sort of build process, probably, right?
Yeah, but then you just take whatever the compiled code is, and that's what you drop in.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a package.json in the folder above it, so that way ESLint gets installed in the folder above it.
Yeah.
And that way it's not in the extension folder itself. Cool. And then I'm going to npx ESLint -- init.
Oh, who's the mystery person that delivered food to us? that was my wife.
We're not using import, export, or require, right? We're not using React or Vue. We're not using TypeScript. This is running in the browser, right? Mm-hmm. Should we use a popular style guide or answer questions about our stuff?
Let's answer the questions.
Okay. Let's use JavaScript. Tabs or spaces?
So this is a really interesting question. Personally, I've actually been switching to all my personal projects to use tabs, and the reason for that is for more of what is it? It's if people need to use a screen reader, or if they're partially blind but they can still see at extremely zoomed in, they can change the tab style really easily. If you're on spaces, that may not actually be possible.
Well, the thing that happens though is with spaces, it creates a 2 or a 4-space tab. So it's still technically a tab, but the way the editor renders it is either as 2 or 4 spaces.
Except on a browser.
Okay. But which one do you want to do?
Either is fine.
I usually do a 2-space tab.
I mean, we should probably go for 3.
3-space tab? Is that even a thing?
I mean...
okay, double quotes or single quotes for strings?
I usually go for single quotes in JavaScript.
Same.
Yeah.
Unix line endings. Do you require semicolons?
So I don't in JavaScript for my personal projects in order to help me remember what language I'm in.
So should we use them here?
It doesn't matter to me.
It's up to you.
Up to me?
Yeah.
Then we're not going to use...
No semicolons.
Hey, you give me the choice.
Yeah. Okay, so that gave us an ESLint file. I do need to change it though because I want this. Well, he wanted to be a 3-space tab. Is that what you said? we'll do a 2-space tab. There should never be semicolons. We'll use single quotes. We're also using the ESLint recommended rules, so that has things like can't use variables that are undefined and stuff like that. Okay, so with that installed, now if we look at the file, let's see, does the linter run?
Oh, please use a variable called the that gets replaced by an emoji. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we can read this. We could then go to GitHub after we deploy it. Perfect. I like it.
I'm curious. Maybe this needs to be at the root of my project for VS Code to pick it up. I'm going to reload. Is the linter working for you?
Well, you just reloaded, so I lost my live.
Sorry. All right, I need to hide my screen while I create this collaboration session.
I haven't tried it yet, but I always thought that creating a collaboration session where you can all like watch the code and just join in as view only would be really interesting to do along with the Twitch stream. That might be something to try someday to see like what is the limit of how many viewers there could be.
Start collaborate. It's not working. What am I supposed to do? Start collaboration session?
You're not logged in.
How do I log in?
Or like you're looks like CJ's Chrome like extension is not loaded properly.
Yeah, because it usually shows up down here, right?
Yeah, so that this symbol right here, that's what you need to click on.
Which one?
This one. So go to there.
Command not found.
This is that problem that you had after you deleted all your node modules.
It is.
Everything was working until you reset that, CJ.
Okay, if we see... Okay, let's just a second.
So I have a really cool Chrome extension. I don't think it's going to work for us here today, but it's a Twitch highlighter. So it allows my viewers on my Twitch to post a line number into my chat, and it highlights the entire line. I don't think this will work for our collab session because we're not looking at my screen, we're looking at CJ's screen.
Yeah. And I guess I would have to install that extension.
You'd have to install it and set it up, and we don't want to have to do that right now.
Okay, you should be able to join the session now.
Okay, did you send me a new link?
It says you're in it, though, I thought.
I don't think I am.
Invite by email? Oh. Invite participants. Okay, I gotta send it to you again. And I have to reopen Discord. More snacks!
And now the person is on camera, so...
You're fine. Baked chickpeas. Sweet.
I know, I can't have, like, most nuts either, so... This is... I can't have a little bit of cheese. So this is like a chickpea covered in a little bit of a cheesy stuff.
Okay. We're gonna write some code one day. It's gonna happen, I swear. Did you get it?
Oh, I was
sent it
looking
to
at
you.
chat.
Okay.
You sent me another link. Let me go... Copy link.
There we go. The linter's working too. Cool. So, for just real quick, I'm gonna use fix all auto fixable problems. That'll fix the indentation and the semicolons and things like that.
All right, I'm in, or I'm joining. This is not the best live stream snack because it's crunchy.
That's okay.
Oh, so many problems.
We need to add a. I just fixed it. But we're gonna add Chrome as a global because that's a global.
Oh,
thing.
this is showing tabs here.
It is. It's a. Well, in VS Code, make sure you have your tab size. Yeah, click spaces and change that.
I thought we were doing spaces.
We are.
Yeah.
No. We'll do tab size and set it to 2.
Yeah, that's tab size 2.
No, that's spaces 2.
I thought we were using spaces.
There you go.
Yeah, what I'm seeing is that we have a mix of spaces and tabs.
I just fixed it.
Okay.
Okay, are we ready? I think
All right.
I'll first implement the get all elements function.
Response is defined but never used. Also, is this where we do it? I don't think this is where we do it.
What do you mean?
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. So, the way they have
Oh.
this set up is this set interval. It's like waiting for the document to be ready.
It confused me because the code like all crunched together.
Yeah,
No
I did
extra
that.
lines.
What are you doing with all this extra space, Brooks?
It helps me see things.
Okay, I'm sorry. So you want that space there. For why?
I don't know. Mainly just see.
Okay,
read
cool,
it.
cool. So I'm going to implement get all elements, and this function should basically get all the elements on the page, right?
Yeah, so we want to get all the elements on a page, and what I'm thinking of is that we could use the query selector all, and just like star, asterisk.
Well, I mean, we could be methodical about it. Like, I want p tags, and maybe we just do p tags. We could do divs and p tags. The thing is, like, some of these elements are going to be nested inside of other elements.
Right, and then with semantic HTML, there's not just going to be p tags or div tags. There's going to be sections, and there's going to be like all sorts of other tags. There's hundreds of them.
Okay. What if we just started with p tags? To see what it gave us? Because what I'm thinking is, like, ultimately we're going to replace the element's text content.
Right.
And a p tag will have potentially have nested elements in it, and it's going to replace that as well because we are replacing the text content.
We could begin by just having replace elements console log with the elements it has.
Okay. Well, that gets the elements, and then so you can go ahead and implement replace elements. So replace elements accepts that node list of elements.
And so what I'm going to do to begin with is I'm just going to console log the elements.
Okay.
And what I like to do sometimes is name this.
Sure.
So that way we know exactly what this console is in case we get multiple consoles in here.
You added a semicolon. And I keep having to do the ESLint fix. Like, maybe do we want?
That's because I think my browser, my code is automatically doing, even though I have, well, you put me on tab size.
Yeah,
I want
so
to be on spaces, don't I?
using spaces. And
right, so I need to switch it to spaces too. Instead of tab 2.
Let me see. Yeah. I was wrong. Okay, so we need to test this code. I'm curious, do we need to reload the extension, or will it just work? It's like try on DuckDuckGo.
I mean, it's also going to be really hard for us to verify it's working on DuckDuckGo because there's almost no text in there.
So we're seeing the old console log, so I know that I have to reload it. We should at least see a log of an empty...
Is there a compile step? Because I noticed this isn't a source directory. And when I think source...
because it was able to load it the first time, and then here I just clicked update, and that should load the latest code. So if I try again, it didn't update. Load unpacked. There we go. There we go. We got it.
Okay.
Yeah. And so elements is logging, and it's a node list of length 13. And we got some p tags. Yeah, like these are p tags. So I mean, for this page, it could potentially work.
All right. Is the word "the" in there anywhere? Surprisingly, it doesn't look like they were using the word.
There's some down. Okay. There's some down here. We don't follow you around. This is the DuckDuckGo webpage.
Yeah, I use DuckDuckGo too.
I think after this we can try. Oh no, that was therefore. There's one. The internet.
Well, that's the thing is, do we want "the" regardless if it's inside of another word?
I think so. Like, that's gonna be way easier. It's because with the find and replace, like, it's going to replace inside of other words too. Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I think at this point, we need to iterate over elements and update their text content.
Yes.
Okay.
And I mean that's gonna be pretty simple to do in a single one. Now, do we have to redeploy this? I can't remember with DOM nodes. If we update it, does it just update in the DOM?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it does.
Yeah, so I could do like element dot text content equals.
Not that, because this is an array, so it would be like the first one.
Oh no, I'm using for each.
Oh, I didn't even notice you already put in for each.
Yeah, so node list has for each built in, so we can iterate over elements.
Right.
It didn't used to. That's like a fairly, like, I don't know, it's been around for like a year or so, at least in Chrome. So what I'm thinking is text content dot replace, and then we'll need to pass in a regular expression to find the word the, and replace it with just an emoji for now, right?
So we can also create the regular expression.
And then pass that in?
We could either pass that in or we could just create it in here.
Okay. You want to do it?
Sure. So if we const regular Rust uses snake case, so I constantly do snake case by accident now. Okay, so regular expression, what do we want this to be?
I think it should be just literally the word the.
So we want this to also be global.
It should be global for sure.
What's the other flag?
I for case insensitive?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so the first side of regular expressions, that's going to be like what we're finding. And so it's going to be like the together.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be...
Do we need anything more than that?
I mean, what we might want to do is put like a space on either side too, to make sure like, okay, is there a space on the left? Is there a space on the right? But there is a question of like, we might want dot and say like, okay, well, could be like an unknown number of dots.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm thinking, so if we wanted to, like in the word therefore, do we want to replace the word the in the word therefore?
Right, so that is a question.
Because if we do, then I think we just do the, because that will match it no matter if there's a space, if there's a period.
Yes.
Yes? Do you agree?
I mean, it should.
Yeah, so it makes it a little bit simpler. We'll see the results, and we'll try like on some news websites so we can see like what happens.
Yeah, and then I can't remember and then is it we want to put in the replacement, which is going to be our emoji. So I don't have that.
But we'll use the replace function. So
we're only matching here. Okay.
Yeah. So on line 10, we can do text content dot replace. You pass in the regular expression as the first parameter. Yeah, I guess I'll do it. And then, so you pass in regular expression. Then the second parameter is what do you want to replace it with?
Right.
Let's just do the turtle emoji for now. But then we can get into like an array of emojis, get a random one. So I think that'll do it. This is gonna do it.
I mean, let's find out. Let's see if it does it.
Okay, so I do need to reload the extension. So we'll do load unpacked, load, moment of truth, refresh the page. And if we go down here, there they are! We did it. High
okay. Now, I think there's some things we can clean up this code a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can add more emojis. Let's catch up on the chat really quick because we haven't looked at that. Yeah. Linus says they can't type emojis on the Linux box. Is there a keyboard shortcut for typing emojis on Ubuntu?
So I can open up an Oh, I accidentally changed my keyboard layout. There's a characters viewer on
Linux.
On Linux, it's thinking about opening it up for me. I just tried to open it up. If it does, CJ could look. Yeah, here it is. So if you want to switch over to my screen.
Yeah.
So this is like as close as I can get to a bunch of emojis. I've used this before in like my applications. It's like not as great as like Mac emojis. But there's a decent number of like interesting ones.
Cool. I think I saw a chat from Alka. It also replaced the of therefore. I think that was my intention, at least, because we didn't handle like there's a space on both sides or there's punctuation. Maybe we want to. Maybe we only want to replace the word the. We'll have to think about that though. Yeah. Whoa, an assistant. That's the first time we had an assistant on the stream, when your wife brought the food.
Oh, yes.
Coding ASMR with CJ. Hello, Veal Codes. Welcome. Is that all for the start of the Chrome extension? I thought it would be more difficult. No, that's it. So your Chrome extensions are literally JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. But like we showed when we were generating it, there's a lot of different things you can do. Like if you look at the AdBlock extension, it shows a little pop-up window. You could get that going. Something like Stylus has its own management page. So when you click management, that launches an entire web page where you can manage the extension. And all of that is web-based. Ours is super basic though. We're showing the icon. Yeah, we don't have any options, and we literally just replace the emojis on the page. But that was pretty quick setup, huh?
Yeah, I mean, so Chrome extensions are like they are supposed to be quick setups.
Yeah.
But it's also like think about what we just did. In a very short period of time, we're able to read every single bit of text on the screen, including whatever's typed into protected fields.
Yeah.
So like a password field, we could totally read that and send it off.
That would be interesting to see, actually. Let's take a quick stretch. But Yeah, so if I opened the private tab and I went to like a site to log in and I typed the in the input box, would it replace it? Or in the password box? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it might.
What am I not logged into? I'm not logged into Facebook. I don't think. I don't have a Facebook account. Okay.
You probably shouldn't be logged into
password. No, it's not because it runs on page load. I mean, we could run that on an interval. Right?
So I think that would be the key is now to like let's make this run on an interval so that anything that changes it auto updates. But I think more interestingly, we can make it run on an interval and then change the emoji every X seconds.
I like it. Okay.
So what's your you have a series of coding garden emojis, don't you?
There's the CJ emoji. Is that what you mean?
Okay, I thought maybe you had like the plants growing up.
Oh, no, but I mean, part of the emoji suggestions that we got was like the seedling emoji. And I think maybe what we do is right now we just make an array of these and we just cycle through it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. So, like up at the top here, we'll say like emojis equals an array with all of these. I'm gonna do some fancy replace. So all of that, tab it. We need to put it inside of strings. Unfortunately, in JavaScript, you cannot have just emojis without being inside of a string. Oh, no semicolon.
Well, and there's a reason for that is because emojis aren't one character long. They're actually multiple characters long, and it gets really weird with that.
I think, is it Swift where you can use emoji for variable names? I feel like I saw something like that.
Yes. Swift will allow you to use emojis for variable names. Do not do it.
Why not? Okay. All right, so we've got our array of emojis. And do you think, so we should just, maybe we have an index into the array, and we just cycle through it. So like we start at the first one, 10 seconds later we go to the next one.
I mean, I kind of like, so we could do that, but then we have to like handle when we get to the end of the array, we have to start over the beginning.
Yeah, you can just use mod for that, easy.
I mean, we could.
Yeah.
Or we could.
What do you think?
Create a generator.
A generator that will yield.
So
the
like,
next one?
there's very few times when generators are actually useful.
Sure.
This is like one of the only times that I think they are.
Hold on to your hats. We're about to use generators.
Now, it's been a long time since I wrote a generator.
So is it star and then
so
function
I think it's
keyword?
like function star.
Okay.
And then the name of the functions, this is going to be like get emoji.
Okay.
Like, I'm not sure if that's like a good name for this.
I think it is, yeah, because it's going to get maybe like get next emoji.
Yeah, so we're going to then just put this straight into our emojis list here.
But why?
Well, because like we don't need them outside of this.
Okay, sure.
So we're just going to grab the latest ones. We're going to initialize an index. So let our current index equals, let's start with 0.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to need to yield. It didn't change.
It's complaining because we haven't yielded anything yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to need to yield whatever that is. So I think it's just yield.
I'd say yield emojis.
Emojis of index.
Index. But this is where we can do modulo to wrap around. So
right.
if we do like index plus plus, that will get the current value of index, increment it for the next time around.
Right.
And then we mod it by emojis.length. And that will essentially just keep wrapping around.
Right. So as soon as we get to the emojis.length, it's going to go back to 0 and then come up again.
This is some really weird syntax we have right here. We've got a plus plus inside the brackets and then a mod.
So
okay, yeah.
Yeah, this, like, I personally hate this.
So technically we could
let's not worry about it right now. But
this should work.
Let's see if this works. Now, what we want to do is we want to call get emoji, and then we constantly call it over and over and over again every time we need to get another emoji, and we'll just magically get this other emoji.
Yeah, and so those of you that haven't seen generator functions before, that's basically what they are. They're functions that can return multiple different values depending on when they were called, and they're kind of like iterators, right? In that they on each iteration or like each call you get the next value.
Right. So think about this. We just replaced the idea of a for loop with this function, and this is actually one of the cases for functional programming is doing something like this.
Cool. So I think at this point, instead of passing in turtle emoji, we just pass in get emoji.
I completely forgot how to use use the.
Yeah, you can just invoke it like any regular function. Oh, I think
no. I think we have to do like we have to initialize it.
Like dot value.
And then
like
dot
that.
next or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think we have to initialize it.
Emoji generator equals.
Well, I think it's just emoji. So we just want the emoji. And then equals to get emoji. So we should probably, I'm going to rename this get emoji to emoji generator.
Okay. So I'll use that name.
And now when we want to use it, I think it's something like emoji.next or emoji.value or get or...
That makes sense. Should we go to the MDN docs for this?
I mean, we could, or we could just try it and see if we're get lucky.
But the issue is we have to keep reloading the extension. Let's try it, though. Okay, so I think it's emoji.next. Actually, VS Code might help us. I think it's emoji.next invoked.value.
Probably. What's interesting is that on my side, I see him typing each of those commands out, but I don't see, the extension box, like the autocomplete box.
Yeah, so I think it's like invoke it, which will yield the next value, and then we want the value because part of what you get back from invoking next is like, is the iteration done? Are there more values to get?
Well, calling next actually calls this function and runs like this code.
And the first time we call it, index is 0.
Right. And you can technically decide, I don't really care. Okay, that was a middle click, apparently. I don't really care about this value, and so you don't need the value. You can just call next over and over and over again.
In our case, we want the value.
Right.
Okay, so that should do it. And what this is actually going to do is instead of just using one emoji, it's just going to cycle through, and each word is then going to be the next emoji in the array.
Right.
Okay, let's try it. Load unpacked. Select. Refresh the page. It didn't. We broke something. So something went seriously wrong. Okay, wait.
Do we have any error messages?
I don't see any error messages.
Okay, so at least it didn't break in that way.
Blocked by client.
I don't see a V anymore, do you?
Undefined.
Undefined. Okay, so I mean, so that's cool. So we're getting undefined, which is like that means the dot value is not exactly what we want. So at this point in time, let's go to the MDN and take a look at that.
Okay. Generator function.
And thank you, Alka. You got that it said undefined, but we weren't looking at chat at the time.
Yeah.
Wait, you're looking at MDN. I'll look at chat.
Oh, you look at MDN. I'll look at chat.
But then they can't see my screen.
Find the answer, and then when you're ready, I'll switch to your screen.
MDN generators.
Yeah. Random semicolon usage, yeah. Oh, the snack supplier, yeah. Please use a variable called the that gets replaced by an emoji. We'd create a variable called the. And not all editors support changing the size of a space tab, I see. So that's why we should use tabs instead of spaces. Hello, Minecrafter, welcome to the stream. You can do view-only VS Code share sessions. We didn't want ours to be view-only, though, did we?
Probably not.
Yeah.
But, like, it could be. I mean, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah. That computer mouse looks fancy. Yeah, so if you look at the mouse I'm using, this is a... oh, these are blending in with the blue screen. This is a vertical mouse. So... typically, when you use a mouse, you use it like this. And this is an unnatural position for your hand, because, like, the bones cross over. But this is, like, a natural position for your hand, so it helps preventing RSI and things like that. More snacks! Chips and programming.
All right, so it looks like we just want a yield. And then the thing. I'm actually wondering whether or not
our mod thing is working.
And there's a really easy way.
Show how do you invoke it though? Or did you find that? So that yields it. Yeah, but then
yields it, and then iterable is make our own iterables.
Because that's doing a for of. We just want to get the next value.
Yeah, I think it's just dot next. It might just be dot next. But there's an easy way for us to like verify this, is that we could just go to REPL.it and play with this separately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could also do that in the Chrome console, but
I mean, that works too.
So like, if you just did do 0 mod 5, should give us back 0, right?
Right. So if I come and we just grab their...
Well, I mean, we don't really have to work with, like, the issue we're running into is...
Actually, we have our own...
dot value is undefined. Like, that's
right.
the issue. So...
we could just take that off.
Calling... Well, the thing is, we need to do that. So if you go back to MDN, I'll show you where I saw it. So scroll down. And keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Right here. So you see line 14. We see invoke generator dot next, and
yes.
that returns an object with a value property. So we do need to do that, but maybe we need to invoke it every time, right? So like right now,
yeah. What's interesting is this value gen, like they're yielding a star, and that's sort of like the iterable on its own. We don't need like that entire loop through. This actually makes me... I want to try this.
Okay.
So if we take our replit, and I was going to paste in our emoji generator here, and if I just yield star the emojis,
that'll yield the next one.
and if I just want to console.log, and then it's going to be the emoji generator dot next.
You have to invoke next.
And invoke it. And if I run that, value is that. Oh, you know what? We don't have to initialize it.
So you invoke it every time.
We invoke it every time.
So like copy and paste your console log.
So
like
yeah,
line 16.
the line thing won't work. Okay, so you... Hey, it said enter.
I think.
Oh, each one's not different.
Okay, so I think. Well, what does yield star do though?
Yield star versus... Now, if we put your thing back...
Yeah, put my thing back.
Let's go grab that really quickly. And we put you like that.
Yeah, get rid of the star on yield though. Yeah, see, get rid of star.
Still no difference. Now, like,
does it return a new generator that you have to call next on?
Ooh, I wonder if that's... Okay, so let's try the initializer. So if I just say const emoji equals the emoji generator, and then can I do multi-line with this? Oh yeah. So then emoji, we just call next on that. So the first one works, and then all the other ones are undefined.
Okay, so what is one mod 6?
So you know what the problem here is? When we mod that, it no longer is an integer; it's now a float.
Well,
so we need to floor this.
No. You can index all day long because it won't have a decimal place. I think what's happening is the return value of incrementing index is not the value of index itself, and that's why you can't mod it. Right? Like, so if you just try
the return value, huh? Well,
yeah. So like, just try console logging,
like 22 plus plus. That should be 22. Oh well, of course, can't do an actual, like, you have to do a variable.
Yeah. So if you create a variable, I'm trying it too. I prefer using the Chrome console. Like, I don't like using like a REPL. Let's see.
Simon. Oh,
gotta use a let.
Gotta use a let. So it's the number, and if we do this again, then it's going to be like the next number.
It should be 22 and then 23, and
right.
the value is
24. So that should be fine.
Okay, try doing mod.
Now what I want to do is let's console log what index is each time in here, just to see what we've got.
That code will only ever run once.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But do this for me, please, Brooks.
Yeah.
On line 24, do so let num equal 1.
Okay, so we're going to start with 1.
Start with 0, actually, because that's what we're happening. And then on line 22, do num++ space.
So we're going to do our entire...
Yeah, we're just going to see what happens. Mod 6. And then do the same thing on line 23.
So 0.
And then num++ mod 6 again. And so we should get 0 and then 1. Yeah, see, that's working.
It's working, and yet...
Oh, you know what? Just put a star. On line 12, do yield star.
I thought we did that before.
I don't think we tried it with my emojis or anything. I think that's what we're missing.
No?
No.
That's
okay.
not it.
All right, let's see if anybody in the chat has a suggestion, because we haven't been looking at the chat. You have to pre-increment, so ++ I? I don't know about that.
I mean, I could try it, so I can put the ++ on there. Pre-increment. It got too...
So it
didn't really go through.
Yeah, it incremented before it got the next one. Do we need to put this in like a for loop?
I mean, we shouldn't have to do a for loop, but we could.
I thought so. Like, basically what's happening is the function's running once, and then the generator is done, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we're getting the undefined value. So we need this generator.
I mean, so like let's say I did this in a for loop. Let's say I did like for.
Actually, just do like while true.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That's probably true.
Right. So like while true.
So.
And then you can replace that that same yield statement that we had inside of it.
So, while true, we want to yield
emojis
star emojis of
I++.
I guess we don't have. I took away the index, so we'll have to take that again. So, index ++ mod, and then it's really going to be the length of the emojis minus 1. So,
is it -1?
Emojis.length. Well, that's going to be like
because the highest possible index. Yeah.
Right, but yeah, we want it to be the highest possible index, right?
Yeah.
Or is it equal to that, so it's actually then goes back to?
I think it's -1.
Yeah, let's try that.
But your and sign needs to be an percent sign.
Percent, and what's the big difference? It's not like computers really care about that. Yield intermediate variable is not an iterable. Hey, oh, that's interesting. So we got undefined as the first one. Oh, look, and it went the first one, and then we went to here. So that
that's
feels a little bit
0 mod 5 gives us back 0, right?
0 mod 5, I think would be 0. We could try.
Yes, yield star is for delegating to another generator. That's what Alka has told us.
Yeah, it's 0.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. And Alka has it. While true, yield index ++. And that's what we're doing now. So that makes sense.
Okay.
But yeah, why do we get an undefined logged?
Now, what if I do not the -1? Ah, that works. Okay, so it wasn't let's see.
You would have wrap it in parentheses. I think it was doing like the whole thing modded -1. That's what it is. So,
okay.
So go ahead and do it. So
let's do -1 again, but we need to make sure the order of operations is correct here.
Yes, that's gonna do it.
There we go.
Yes.
So here's our code. So I'm gonna take this back in. So this is one of my favorite tricks of like programming is extract out from the context of where I am. That way I can understand what the problem is without worrying about if elsewhere in my code I'm screwing up.
Yeah.
So this entire function gets replaced now.
Cool. So we figured that out. Now we should be able to say emoji.next.value.
Right. So here's our emoji generator. There, and then we're going to get the value and replace it. So hopefully that should just work.
I think that's the winner. We can call it there because we went way over on time.
Yeah. I gotta go get lunch.
Yeah. Okay, so we loaded it. People should, I guess, they can't send links. What website should we go to test out this extension?
So I think we should. Well, do you have the? We don't have this in GitHub already. That would be cool.
So the interesting thing that it's doing is, yeah, because we're doing it on each element. Any given element has the same emoji, but then the next element has a different emoji.
All right, I'm gonna change the constant emoji to the emoji.
Okay.
That way we get that little replacement when we have this in GitHub eventually.
Cool. All right. Any suggestions? Pat Team on YouTube is saying don't do the -1. So we should get rid of the -1 on the mod.
Okay.
There we go. If you do -1, it will never be 5.
You'll never get the last one.
Never get the last value. Yeah.
Because we want it to
CNN?
hit the last one and then go back to 0.
We're gonna try CNN.com. Did it work?
Now we don't have
you know
this in a
what?
loop.
Yeah, and it could also be dynamic content, right? Because if the page is like dynamically loading,
So I think what we want to do is we want to take this we have an interval now.
well, that only runs it once because then it clears the interval.
Oh, so let's change this to an interval to a
Set timeout.
a timeout.
Well, what I think we should do is like take lines 40 and 41, put it in its own function,
Yeah.
and then that function calls itself
Oh,
2 seconds later.
a little recursive function.
Yeah, but it could do a set timeout for 2 seconds later.
So what we can do is we'll just have
let's create a function first.
put them up here.
Where you at? Okay, here.
So
What are we gonna call it?
I mean, function. This is kind of like our main runner. So this is like replace. This is like do it.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. As many of these as we can get in here.
Let's give it a better name though. What can we call this
Oh,
thing?
come on. You are gonna go up in here.
Okay.
Now, do the thing. This is really like our main. It's our runner. It's we just call it replace all words.
Yeah. Cool. I like it.
And we could like eventually even put in what the word is that we're replacing.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna do that right now. And inside of here, we want to set up an interval.
I don't think so. So here we should invoke replace all words. So right here we call replace all words.
Oh, so you're thinking about well, so we're going to run into a problem where we're going to overflow the stack.
Oh no! So you do a set timeout.
Oh, okay. You're going to do the set timeout trick
So
for it.
essentially, the function will call itself again in 1 second.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. All right. This is the winner. We need to reload it. Load unpacked.
I think that your app for Twitch chat is that running in browser?
This one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can do it here.
Do it here. Everybody, put these into the chat.
There we go. It's working. We got what does the do? There we go.
Oh, they're all the same. No, they're not all the same.
What I like though is our generator. It keeps rotating. So like on each iteration, whatever these it finds, it chooses the next one.
Oh, interesting.
Right? Because the generator stays there.
Yeah.
Though I guess technically what we could do is if we create the generator outside of replace elements, then it's always using a different. Let's do that. Because if we create it out here, then it's always going to be the next value, and that way we at least make it to the end of the array. Let's load the extension. Select. Refresh. Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't find it in an input box.
Right, because we're only looking at certain. We're not looking at the HTML content itself, just what's displayed to the screen. So not something inside like a value.
We're just doing p tags.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a lot of like places that you could take this.
Yes, absolutely. We did it, Brooks. That
We
was
did.
that was some. Yeah, we did. It could have been done faster. I think we got hung up on the generator, but that's still fine. We learned something, right?
Yeah.
We learned about generators. I think it's fun to talk about our differing opinions of of syntax and styling and stuff like that.
And the other thing is, you're never going to find two developers who truly have the same exact preferences.
Yeah.
They all come together and agree on something to work together, but like they're going to go home and do whatever they previously wanted anyways.
This was super fun, though. Okay, we got to end the stream there.
All right, so one last pass through of chat, and then we'll be done.
Yeah, so what are we doing? Artornado. We built a Chrome extension that replaces the word "the" on the webpage with a random emoji. Yeah. Query selector. Yeah, and what's cool about this is now that we have it running on the interval, any older messages or any new
Now have
messages
it
that
too.
get added, yeah, they get added as well. It's pretty sweet. You can get the entire text content of the page and do a find all replace with a generated regex.
Yeah, I mean we could, but let's not worry about it.
Cool. Snake case. Here we go. Great. Coding Train has a video series on the snake subject that does it more by hand. In terms of building a snake game.
Or an extension. I'm not sure.
Firefox extensions are actually compatible with Chrome ones. What if Brooks tries to install it?
Interesting question. I don't know if we have time right now to
Okay.
do that. But if you put it on a store, I'll try to.
Put it in the Chrome store.
Yeah, I don't know if that would work.
Okay.
Or you could just send it to me, and I'll like try to install it for tomorrow's stream.
Imphy is saying in JavaScript you can use emojis as identifiers in Firefox's engine. I will refactor that later. You know the Coding Train song?
Oh yeah.
Why not return emojis, math.floor, math.random? We could return random. I like the idea of cycling through it though.
The random one is a very interesting idea, though.
Yeah. Hello, Amabra. Welcome. Undefined. It says undefined. There's a way to turn your arm without rotating it. Here we go. Are we gonna try this? You're gonna try this with me, Brooks?
For what am I doing?
Start with your hand open against the same shoulder. Like this?
Like
turn at the elbow to put your palm across your chest towards your other elbow. Now swing out and back in front of you. Your hand has now rotated 90 degrees.
Wait, start with your hand open against the same shoulder. Turn it elbowed. Put your palm across your chest towards you. Now swing out in front of you. I mean, swing it like that or swing it like that? Because
I don't know. Did we win?
we won.
We won.
I mean, actually, you all won.
And I think so. Eddie just made the suggestion you need to iterate over your array. That was part of this generator thing. We were trying to just basically we were yielding a single value and then the function exited.
Right.
Because it didn't know to wait for the next one. But now this looks like an infinite loop, but it's really not because the generator is only ever going to run this one line of code every time you invoke it.
Yes, and that's what generators are really for.
Yeah. Cool. Yes. We need multiple yields. Hello, Stavros. Yeah, so we got rid of the -1. Did it work on the CNN website? Maybe these aren't p tags.
They're probably not p
Let's
tags.
see what they are. They're spans. Inside of divs. Inside of articles.
Yep, so they're definitely not.
I'm just gonna make that update really quick. So like
we don't need to do that.
no, I'm gonna do it. Watch me.
Aw.
So the selector, we'll say like section, and we'll say span as well. So that way, this selector will get all of those elements. And then if I load it, select it, refresh it, there we go. We broke the page. Awesome. More vids together. I think so. We can make this like a monthly thing or something like that.
I wouldn't mind doing that. We could do some Rust on here if you'd all like.
Yeah, I could go over to Brooks's streaming studio.
Oh yeah, I have an entire studio that CJ could come to too. I don't have these awesome green chairs.
The family taco. I guess there isn't many those.
Right.
Oh, there they are. What elements are these? Are these like H tags? It's an A. I guess we could do anchors as well. We'd be here all day long coming up with a list of things to do.
Let's not worry about that.
I want to though. I want to see it happen. Load. Refresh. There we go. See, isn't that nice? Cool. Yay, we did it!
I'm gonna see if I can do a pull request for CJ's chat thing, so that when, like, if we get enough people that say like, okay, let's just get on with coding, it just wipes all of his chat out. I think that would be fun. If you want more of me, I do stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays is my regular streaming time. I'm at here.
I broke the page with my extension.
Thank you, CJ, for breaking my stream. But yeah, so I'm right now going through Nature of Code in Rust and using the GG Easy extension. Also, I have a community library that I've created, and Katali has a few pull requests in. A few other people that have been on have watched with you. CJ have a pull requests in. I'm actually going to go hang out at a cafe after this and like work on managing that community library. So I'm going to be using that all my streams.
Awesome. And if you are not subscribed to Brooks on YouTube, you definitely should. Just search for Brooks Builds. You're at 720 subscribers. You're getting up there.
All right.
And I think all of your Twitch streams you re-upload to YouTube.
All of my Twitch streams that are like relevant. So like my community managing of the library, I don't usually upload those to YouTube. Yeah, but like I announce when things are going to go up or down.
So I turned it so that when I click the extension, it does the thing. It's breaking stuff. It's probably because we're overwriting text content of like nested elements.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh well. Also, you're on Twitter, right?
I am on Twitter.
/
Brooks_Patton.
Brooks Patton. Cool. So follow him there. Do you tweet before you go live?
I tweet usually the night before I go live.
Okay. Cool. All right. Any last closing words? Any thoughts before we end the stream?
No, I think this is pretty awesome. Next time we'll build something. We'll figure out what to build before we start the stream.
Definitely.
But with that, I don't have anything else.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm gonna just give some shout outs real quick to anyone that's followed me on Twitch because I don't have notifications on. So let's do this. Creator dashboard.
There is a recent
activity feed. Here it is. Yeah, I don't think this has all of them, but shout outs to all these people: Lasagna Lenant, Alyub, Linus Dev, Fanray Media, Ahmed Gaber 1588, Labendix, C Sharp Fritz, Satya, Medi, Afi, Ankim, Learn Dev, Son of Satan, Inky Noob, Lipelima, Async Sync. Thank you all for following the channel. I stream randomly, but if you follow the channel or you follow me on Twitter, you can see whenever I go live. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for all the wonderful questions. Thanks for hanging out with us and the support. This was fun, Brooks. We should definitely do it again.
Definitely.
Cool. All right, everyone, wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here's this.